What's up, Giants fans, Hub watchers, YouTube subscribers, Twitter and Instagram followers? Welcome in, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Young Guns podcast. How's everybody doing? I already see we got a couple people in the chat. Shout out to Joseph Balby, Wet Waves, Ligma, Edward Chan, Jaden Dawkins, Johnny Kelly, Logan, Joe Yato. Did I already say shout out to Joseph Balby? I can't remember. Sajid, Dylan Renner. How's everybody doing, man? Welcome back in. Welcome into another episode. How y'all doing? So I see that Logan's already coming out with the fire, bro. He's already coming out with, is DJ going to prove everyone wrong? And then a bunch of question marks. So I don't know if that's what you guys want to hop into first. What up, Mixed Sports, Deep Dish, Chris, Wolves? I see you guys in here as well. Bradley's saying, hey, yo, Andrew Thomas, holding it down. No team should have let him slip to 4. And, hey, I agree with you, bro. I just retweeted on Twitter. Shameless plug to go follow me on Twitter if you're not already doing that. I just retweeted a couple of Andrew Thomas's snaps from the Philadelphia game. And I'll tell you what, bro, he looked good. Andrew Thomas looked really good. And the entire offense, I've been saying this since Tampa Bay. The entire offense, the offensive line, people on there, the blocking, everything, it's looked great since Tampa Bay, since essentially, the aftermath of that first Philadelphia game. What's up, Nick, Island Boy? And David AV and Nerding Out Sports in here as well. Welcome in, man. So, in fact, you know what? Let's start off with that, and then we can get on to the DJ situation. Andrew Thomas, in the past 3 weeks, has been looking like a legit left tackle in the league. Now, he's been going through his ups and downs in the season. He is a rookie. I think, we as Giants fans, sometimes we be failing to remember that he's a rookie. But he's improved so much since that Week 6 matchup. Was it Week 6 we went up against Philadelphia or Week 7? I want to say since that Week 7 matchup against Philadelphia, and he's just been on his stride, man. He's been hitting his stride real well. The offensive line as a whole has been hitting their stride. So what do you think about Andrew Thomas? And then a little food for thought. People don't realize in that game, Kevin Zeitler actually left the game with a concussion. I want to say maybe in the second half, he left the game with a concussion, and Shane Lemieux slid over to right guard. Will Hernandez came in at left guard. Was that a preview for what the future is going to be? So let me get your thoughts on those two right there. Shout out to Mike Nixon here, but he says, what's up, Hub? One more day till the draft. I'm hearing rumors that Isaac Okoro will fall to us. So he's talking about the NBA draft. I will be watching it. We won't be streaming it, unfortunately. Me and Kibble won't be streaming it because we actually got a bunch of Giants stuff to talk about for the Young Guns podcast. So I'm definitely be watching that. Let me see what you guys are saying about Thomas. Bradley says he got a pancake. Remember how hype I got in the chat. Andrew got several pancakes this last game right here. Andrew Thomas got several pancakes, I'll tell you that. David AV says, I hated seeing MVP Gano get COVID. Hey, man, I know. And we definitely going to talk about that as well. Football talk, what's up, man? Jaden Dawkins says, online is not an excuse now. Wolves suggesting, you know what? Hey, I might do that. If y'all want me to drop the StreamYard link in the chat, and I'll do, this is a shout out to Tainah, who might be tuning in. He might come in later. I might just have some of you guys on here for, 5 minutes at a time and quote unquote call-in show. If you guys want me to do that, I'll do that right now. I will drop the StreamYard link in the chat. I'll have on one or two of you for, 5-minute periods, and I'm definitely down for that, man. So let's see here. Shout out to Jokes in the chat. Do I think we're going to win against the Bengals? Yes, I do. Emmanuel Brito in the chat. Sabrina in the chat. Let's see. Thomas looked great. I really hope they keep Lemieux on the left side, though. All right. So that kind of relates to what I was saying when we saw Shane Lemieux at right guard and Will Hernandez at left guard after Kevin Zeitler went out. What did you guys think about that? Do you think that's a view for the future? Or do you really have kind of a thought process like Nerding Out Sports, who's believing that Shane Lemieux would be better on the left side just because the left side of the line, it is a fact. Like, let's call a fact here. Will Hernandez is the better individual player. When Shane Lemieux is on the left side of the line is just better. You know what I'm saying? What Ligma says, I can't believe we're on a 2-game winning streak when never thought I'd say that. Jaden Dawkins says I should do it. Vans below said, where did I get my hoodie? I actually don't know. My dad got me this hoodie. I have no idea. He got me this hoodie like last year for Christmas. That's what the whole thing says. It got the NY logo in the middle. Then it just says New York Giants football. I have absolutely no idea where he got this from. I want to say, because there's a mall that he would go to. I want to say it's either a store like Target or, maybe a store like It's a store with a blue logo. I'm forgetting its name. One of those two. It's not Walmart, but yeah, it is what it is. Rudy T in the chat. He says, "Yo, yo, yo, what up, Hub? Giants gonna be in the playoffs. You heard? Hey, man. All I'm saying is it just might happen. You know what? I'm gonna drop the link in the chat. So this kind of impromptu call-in show right here. Anybody that wants to join, I'll let you on for 5 minutes. I'll have a rotation with you guys. We got a good amount of people in the chat right now. Listen, I will have you all on for 5 minutes at a time. We get your thoughts on anything you want to talk about. There's the link right there. It should be in the chat right now. That StreamYard link. Click on it. We already got one person in here. His name is Indian Spices. Let's see who he is. He does not have a video on, but he has Trevor Lawrence as a pitcher. What's up, man? How are you doing?
Hey, what's up? You like that picture? We're
I
definitely
don't.
getting them.
What's your
I'm
name
just
on
kidding.
YouTube, though?
I don't have a YouTube.
So
Well,
how did you
actually,
get the link?
magic. Shh, don't tell anybody.
All right, then, bro.
Anyways, I still think we should win this division just for laughs, because if Philly wins, then holy shit, that'll be funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they'll be fucked. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I am monetized, bro. Keep it
Oh,
keep it a little
I'm so
low.
sorry. I'm so
No,
sorry.
it's all right. It's all right. So
So,
yeah, no. What exactly you want to talk about? You want to talk about that? You think we're gonna win the division? You think Philly's about to go into the tank mode?
I think we should not win this division so Philly wins it, and then they're screwed for the future. But I mean, if we win it, it wouldn't be a bad thing, I guess. I mean, I like to say it doesn't matter where you pick as long as you hit the pick. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
No, I completely
So,
get what you're saying. We could because one of the reasons that people don't want us to end up in the playoffs is that they're like we're most likely going to be a first round bounce, and then we're at picking at 21 overall or something. I mean, yo, listen, I agree with you completely. It's not where you pick, it's who you pick. Because look at this. Let's look at the middle linebackers from this year's class. I think everybody thought Isaiah Simmons was going to be that dude. Isaiah Simmons is
mhm.
performing worse than
But
Patrick
Patrick
Queen.
Queen's better.
Exactly.
Even Jeremy Chin, who's doing his exact role, is doing better than him. You
Hmm.
know, I mean, if I told you one of the best cornerbacks in the last draft was Jalen Johnson, would you believe me?
I
Would
would
you?
not. Nope.
You wouldn't even know who Jalen Johnson was. You
I
know,
don't.
exactly. I think the Patriots also got like an offensive lineman in the 6th round, and he's one of the best rookies in this class as well. So you never know who's going to be good until they actually play. But yeah.
So where are you leaning more to? Now I'm not sure if you're still joking with the Trevor Lawrence pick or not.
Oh
Because
no,
you still got that
it,
picture.
it's a superstition, because every time I say tank for Trevor, we win a game. So I'll keep saying it.
All right, then. But anything else you want to talk about real quick?
Oh yeah. Actually no. You do your thing. All right.
All right, well, thank you for tuning in, man. He says he got the link by magic. I have no idea who he is on YouTube. We just know him as Indian Spices, I guess. You got anything you want to shout out? Any I don't know, Instagram, Twitter, or anything?
Oh, shout out to Ed in the chat. He's somewhere in there, probably.
Edward Chan?
Yeah.
All right, then bet. Okay, so this is Sajid heard. Bet. All right, Sajid, thank
Oh,
you. Thank you for
dang it.
coming in, man.
Dang it.
I got Manny Brito next, bro. Have a good one, man.
All right, I'll see.
Hi, Manny. What's up, bro? You are on right now, bro. How you
Ooh,
doing? And real quick before you go, if one of my mods could redrop the link for anybody else that wants to come in, Manny, how you doing, bro?
good, and you?
I'm good, man.
Um, dang, this is scary.
What's scary?
Cause this is scary for me.
It's
I
all right,
don't know.
man. You got it, bro. Take your time. Is there
Uh,
anything specific you want to talk about that you had in mind?
Um, yeah, Leonard Williams and the trade.
Okay. So
So,
what
what do you
about
think
so
about it?
all right. So personally, right now, the trade itself, I think, was still a bad decision, right? Because we could have
Hmm.
gotten him in free agency. However, I can't lie that Leonard Williams is the best defensive lineman on the team right now. And Leonard Williams is a big part for the reason this defense is getting sacks, is getting pressures, and overall is just working real
Exactly.
good. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
I'll tell you this, just having Leonard Williams on the team is a major plus. And maybe that does overrule the fact that we gave up a third rounder for him. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that a third rounder was a little bit too much. but like he is like helping us in the pass rush. He's helping us in the run game, and he's been a leader in the locker room from what I've seen from those you know how in the New York Giants YouTube they'll put like sights and sounds from the New York Giants game. He's
Did you see the
always
one they
that
put out
guy.
today?
I didn't get a chance to see it yet,
They
but
put
I'm
out
sure
one
he was
today,
probably on there.
bro. Yeah, they put out one today. Leo, he just seems to have a nice chemistry with the guys, specifically in the D line, bro.
Yeah,
They're out there joking, they're out there making up making up celebrations and stuff. Him and Dalvin
yeah,
seem to have a good relationship. So you said you think a third rounder might have been a little too much, been a little bit too much.
yeah.
What if he ends up having 10 sacks though?
Oh, yeah. I'll be happy. I don't care about the third rounder. I mean, it's in the past, and we got to worry about what's going on right now. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But
So
like, yeah,
what would it take for you to say, hey man, it didn't matter that we gave up a third rounder then, other than sacks? Like, because in my opinion, he's doing pretty good right now. You know what I'm saying?
oh
Five and a
yeah,
half sacks,
most
bunch
definitely.
of pressures. What's this gonna take for Leonard Williams to convince you?
I would say, well, he's already convincing me, but like he's been playing really good. But like, if he has like one of these like plays, like you know how Tay Crowder had that scoop in
Mm-hmm.
the last play, like if like he could be like a game changer like that in a couple more games, he'll prove me like he'll prove that Dave Gettleman that was a good trade.
What would you pay him?
A year,
Yeah, what would you pay him per year? Because
he's getting paid
we're
like
gonna have to
60
pay him
million,
if we
right?
want to keep him. Right now, he's on the franchise tag. He's making like 16 and a half, I think.
Damn, I would probably pay him like I would. I mean, if he's happy with like 16 million still, I would pay him if he continues to play like he has been right now. He definitely deserves it, and he's only gonna improve because I like how Sean Spencer like handles them.
Mm-hmm.
He like I would love to have Sean Spencer as like my head coach like for football. Like you know what I'm saying? Like he
Mm-hmm.
seems like a really like he gets me hyped and everything.
Coach
But
Chaos, man, that's what he's known as.
yeah, I love him. But if Leonard Williams continues to play like this, I would definitely give him what he asked for.
All right. Well, shout out to Manny Bridges for coming on, man. I already got like 5 other people lined up, Manny. Thank you for coming on, man. Anything you want to
No
shout out
problem.
before I let you go?
Nah. Well, subscribe to the hub, all right, guys,
Hey,
and like the stream.
thank you, man. Have a good one, bro.
All right.
I'm a add on. Mike Nixon now is up next. Shout out. Oh wait, I added Manny again by accident. Shout out. Where is? Okay, bam, there he is, Mike Nixon. It took me a second to get it because it was switching around. Mike, how you doing, man? Mike is one
I'm
of the
doing
OGs on the channel, guys. Listen,
I'm
bro.
doing good, Hub.
Yeah, man. What's up, bro? What you want to talk about?
Like I I don't know how to feel because the same sense I want to make the playoffs, but I want the top 10 pick.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Which one do you want more, bro? That's honestly what it's gonna come down to.
For the future, I think I want the draft pick more.
Okay. What about
But
what the first person I brought on said, and that I agree with? It's more about who you draft, not where you draft.
true. That is true. So
Is there anybody you got your eye on specifically in the draft that you want that top 10 pick so much?
yeah.
Who it is, man?
Patrick Surtain, Micah Parsons, Jamar Chase, you know?
Mm-hmm. Out of those two, right? What if I convince you a little bit here to get the playoffs a little bit more? I'm gonna eliminate Micah Parsons, not because he's not a good player, because Micah Parsons is probably the best linebacker in this class, right?
Mm,
What if we don't
yeah.
need him? Like straight up, what if we don't need him? What if a rotation of Tay Crowder and David Mayo is good enough, not great, but just good enough at second middle linebacker? Because we have our first middle linebacker in Blake Martinez. He's playing at an elite level. We just need a good enough second middle linebacker. It doesn't have to be somebody else like Blake Martinez that's elite, which I think Micah Parsons would be. Now, that would be amazing, but we don't need that, right? That's my opinion. We don't need that. So if Tay Crowder and David Mayo is just good enough, does that take Micah Parsons off your list, or are you still like, nah, I want the best of the best?
I don't know because Micah Parsons, because I'm a huge Penn State fan and I've watched him like every game.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just different. He can cover, and that's mainly why we
Mm-hmm.
need a cover linebacker.
I mean, Blake Martinez has been a great cover linebacker.
True. But
you know what this is sounding to me like? It's sounding a little bit like how we felt about Isaiah Simmons. So isn't that a little scary though?
a little bit.
Hmm.
But I mean, to be honest, if I had to choose, I think I would want Patrick Surtain, just because we desperately need a cornerback too.
We've been hunting for that cornerback position for so long.
Like Patrick Graham's whole defense is relying on cornerback play, and we can't just have James Bradbury be the only guy to cover. We need somebody opposite that can make plays.
We could have a legit NYPD if we get Patrick Surtain and James Bradbury back there. That is possible. That is very possible. And I just want to say real quick, because more people have tuned in. Shout out to everybody in the chat. You know, I see Scotty H. We got Chris Mara himself, D Giant, Crez24. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Spike that like. I just saw Joseph Balby, one of the mods, post the link in there. It is Talking Giants with you guys tonight. I already got a couple people lined up. I will have them in here in the order that they popped in. So, Mike, you would say between now Patrick Surtain and Jamar Chase, who would you want more? Patrick Surtain? Because it's almost the same. It's like literally the same need, just on opposite sides of the ball.
I would say yes, in order to get Allen Robinson, to put my bets on that we get Allen Robinson in free agency.
How much would you pay Robinson, though? Like, listen, Robinson is a great receiver, but personally, I would not pay him $20 million, which looks like that's what he's going to want.
Yeah, I'm not paying him 20 mil. Around 16, 17 range, I would pay for him. Yeah, because to get 20 mil, you have to be like DeAndre Hopkins or Tyreek Hill or Michael Thomas. So he's not quite up to their level.
Okay, I hear you. Mike, I'm going to have to let you go now. I got so many people lined up, bro. Thank you for tuning. You know, Mike is one of the OGs of the channel, bro. Thank you for your continued support, man. Anything you want to shout out as I move on? The next person up here is Giants. Wow, it was going to be Ryan. I know Ryan wants to get on. He's a young fan of mine, but he just left. The next person up is going to be Giants fan. Anything you want to shout out, Mike, real quick?
All I want to say is I want to hear your prediction on who the Knicks will draft tomorrow.
Who the Knicks will draft? I don't know, man. I don't know.
Because I'm hearing Okoro, I'm hearing Vassell. And it looks
what
like
happened to Anthony?
Yo, he's falling.
All right, Mike. Mike, we don't have to talk about this on the Discord, bro. You already know what it is. But thank you for tuning in. Let me get Giants fan on here. Peace, Mike. Oh my bad. Giants fan. Now Giants fan, what's up, man?
Hey.
What's up, bro? How you doing, bro? Welcome into the stream, man. What you trying to talk about tonight?
How do you feel about Xavier McKinney?
How do I feel about Xavier McKinney? Want to be a little bit more specific? Because I haven't seen him play yet.
From what you've seen in college.
All right. So Xavier McKinney coming into the draft, in my opinion, was the best safety in the draft class. And if he continues what he did in Alabama over here for the Giants, he should be the best rookie safety, you know, beating out guys like Antoine Winfield Jr. and whatnot. But I ain't see him, you know what I'm saying? I ain't see him play yet. That's the thing. I hope that when he comes in, he's going to be the free safety. Like, he's the lockdown free safety we need. A lot of people like to get on Xavier McKinney saying that he's not the best coverage safety. In my opinion, he's good enough. Going back to what I was saying earlier, you don't need the player to be the best at everything. I think he's good enough in coverage, you know what I'm saying? So I think he's going to be a pretty good free safety for us. What about you?
Mhm. I think he'll be good, but I think he'll be a little bit rusty.
You think he'd be a little bit rusty? Well, he's technically healthy right now during the bye week, so he does have maybe an extra week to prepare there for Cincinnati.
hmm Also, do you value the top draft pick more or going to the playoffs this year?
For me, I value going to the playoffs more than getting a high draft pick, because that's an experience that you don't get that often. You know what I'm saying? That's
hmm
what do we always say? We're trying to build a winning culture, an actual culture here. Our record might not show it, but if we get into the playoffs itself means you're a team that earned the spot there. You know what I'm saying? It means you're a team whose culture put you there. And the experience there, playoff football, playoff basketball, playoff baseball, any sport, it's always on another level compared to the regular season. I really think that's an experience that would mean a lot to what is right now the youngest team in the NFL. What about
Yeah.
you?
Yeah. Because the draft, like, I don't think it's as important because it's like getting to the playoffs is way more important as a team, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Also, who do you think we should get in free agency?
Hey, man, I would love to get Bud Dupree and get ourselves that number one pass rusher. And to be honest with you, I haven't looked at free agency that much, and he's the only name in my head right now. Mike was on here just now. He was talking about possibly getting Allen Robinson, to help out our receiving core. But if I'm be completely honest with you, the only guy I really got my name on, my eye on, is Bud Dupree, man.
Yeah, I'm also eyeing a receiver.
Mm-hmm. You looking at Allen Robinson as well?
I don't know. I want a cheap receiver, but still solid.
Okay.
So it gets out less pressure off Slayton.
So maybe somebody like, what about Kenny Golladay? Kenny Golladay was asking for a trade. He might end up in free agency. He might get traded in the offseason. Maybe we trade for Kenny Golladay. Who knows?
Yeah.
So anything else you want to talk about here, Giants fan? What's your name in the chat, by the way, if you were in the chat?
No, I wasn't in the chat.
Ah, damn. How y'all getting this link then, bro?
I just scrolled up. I saw it.
Okay, then, bet. Anything else, man?
No, thanks.
I thank you so much for tuning in, Giants fan. I appreciate your support, bro. Anything you want to shout out before I let you go?
Nothing.
All
All
right,
right,
man.
bye.
Have a good one, bro. Next up, I got Joel Yaddo up here. One of the dudes that's always in my streams. What's up, Joel? How you doing, man?
Not doing too bad. How you doing?
I'm doing just fine, bro. What's up, man? What topic is on your mind? You still celebrating this? Dave Gettleman.
Dave Gettleman was your GM today, and Dave Gettleman's going to be your GM tomorrow.
Okay, you think he's about to get that extra year then?
Yes, I do.
Do you think he's earned it, or is it specifically because what John Mara said at the beginning? I want to be playing meaningful football late in the year. Technically, we're playing meaningful football late in the year here.
The man's hands were tied so bad during his first year in here. He had ownership saying we're running with Manning. The second year, he's trying to do a changeover now, trying to fit pieces, trying to find parts, doing what he can do. He still has no cap. This year, the man has some cap. Martinez, Bradbury, Gano, the list goes on and on. How can you not have faith in the man going into the following year when he's put the pieces in this year?
Mm-hmm. And I want to say, Joe, I know you've been watching me for a long time, so I'm a Gettleman guy. I like Dave Gettleman, although I will say I had no type of faith in him staying. I think it's honestly a blessing in disguise that the NFC East is so bad this year, because it's let people realize that the dude has put the pieces there. It just took good coaching for them to to reach their ceiling, so to speak, or for them to reach what they can do. And I think a lot of the credit has to go to this coaching staff as well. But you're right, Gettleman, this was the first year he really had freedom to really do anything. And why do you think that was the first year?
Like I said, I think ownership had his hands tied. I think that they were just set in their ways. Mara, I mean, he's not his father. I've been watching football. I had to watch my father when Pisarcik handed it off to Zonka against the Eagles and the old Miracle in the Meadowlands. I have never seen such heartbreak look on anybody's face my entire life. And I've been a Giants fan since then.
That's a long time.
When you see what Young did, I mean, if you think about it, George Young came in what, 79? And then he drafted Sims, and Sims got booed off the stage, and it was all the bad football. And then all of a sudden, LT came about, and then you had Banks and Reasons and Carson, and you had Bavaro, and you had that great offensive line that they just drafted. Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing a replication of that because Thomas is just looking like the guy that's going to solidify the left end. Yeah, he's a rookie. You all got to give him time. You got to give him at least a year, maybe 2 years. Colombo's doing a phenomenal job with that offensive line.
Joe, real quick, I'm going to cut you off, but I'm glad you said that. I don't know why, but the Giants fan base is the most impatient fan base I've ever seen. I can't understand how people would have given up on Andrew Thomas, who's a rookie. And even to an extent, Daniel Jones, who's just in his second year. It seems like some fans just don't want to wait anymore.
There's a lot of truth to that. We're impatient. We're all impatient people. So, well, thanks for having me on, sir.
Nah, that's it. That was kind of short. I was gonna say, speaking on your George Young thing, you saw George Young. Obviously, I'm way younger. The thing that I'm seeing similar is to Ernie Accorsi. Ernie Accorsi, of course, built the Super Bowl team, but it was Jerry Reese that was the GM at the time that we won the Super Bowl. I feel like Gettleman might be in that same type of situation as well. I really think he's building a legit team here. Whether or not he's here for when or if we do win a championship, I don't think so.
Well, look at the pieces that we have to add. I mean, a quarterback too, a wide receiver, inside linebacker. Maybe we don't know how Tay Crowder is going to work out, but he's a 7th-round draft pick. If he's a serviceable replacement, or if he's that person that Graham wants to rotate in to make the defense look different, that's a hell of a value pick. That 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th-round guy, that's your value pick. If you can get average play out of that guy, that drops your salary cap. You got a guy that can come in for injuries. You got a guy who's a replacement that the defensive coordinator or offensive coordinator, whichever, they know their role. They've been in the film studies. They've watched the tape. They've gone through the progressions. They've had the game time. This is just it. You know, we're building pieces. So next year's draft, if we get a wide receiver 1, we get an inside linebacker, we get a cornerback 2 out of free agency. I'm kind of along with you guys. I really don't want to get a quarterback in the draft because for some ungodly reason, the Giants cannot draft a cornerback 2, but we cannot draft an offensive lineman. We can draft a defensive end, you know. So, but yeah, I've seen a lot of what George Young had to go through. You figure 79 to 83, 84 is when we started really playing well. And then 86, we won the Super Bowl. And then 1990, we won the Super Bowl. And Ernie Accorsi took over for Young, I believe. Isn't that how it went? I'm not 100% sure.
Even down to, like you said, the Phil Simms thing. Phil Simms and DJ have a lot of similarities too, you know, compared to when they came in. And Joel, I just want to get real quick your thoughts on Daniel so far.
Well, you know what? Bad Dog likes to say that, not to mention, not to advertise for him, but he's like, well, this is a different time. You know what? You're absolutely right. It is a different time. But Daniel Jones still has a playbook to learn and an offense to run. I've never looked at a playbook in an NFL, so I cannot imagine it's easy. We had no preseason. We had none of that. Phil Simms got benched
as well. Let's not forget 3 months of offseason gone in addition to that month of preseason.
Yeah, and now all of a sudden we're halfway through the season and Daniel Jones has 2 games back-to-back against really good defenses and he didn't turn the ball over.
And let's not forget, even in that game where, you know, he was terrible in the Bucs, we were still that close to winning.
We've been in every single game so far except the 49ers. I mean, you guys, we all said it at the beginning of the year. We want to see improvement. Do the wins really matter? Well, of course, we're Giants fans. We want to see winning football. It's been a long time. But, man, if you're telling me this team has not improved, man, you ain't watching the same football team I'm watching.
Exactly, man. I'm gonna have to let you go now, Joel, bro. Thank you so much for coming on. Anything, any last thoughts or anything you want to say before I let you go?
Yeah, spike that like and sub up the hub. You have a good night.
Thank you, man. You too. Next up, I got Wolves to bring on the stream. Another one of the mods out here. Wolves, how you doing, bro? I see he got the DJ picture.
Yo, can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine, man.
Sorry, I got a cough. So first off, going off of what the other guy said, yes, we are impatient. When Slayton dropped that, I was saying Slayton was a bust, whatever. So I was kind of mad.
Mhm.
Second of all, it was always worth the $15. Third of all, going off of what that Indian Spice guy said,
Yeah.
I feel like getting into the playoffs is ultimately the biggest goal for the Giants. And before I go any further, I just want to say that despite the wins, like we could have 4 wins, but there's obvious improvement. Gettleman's still getting fired, which concerns me because then the new guy's going to come in and change
before we
absolutely
even get into why it concerns you, why do you think he's still getting fired?
because you'll have idiots like Max Kellerman and Stephen A. Smith saying, "Oh, it's the same record as last year, no improvement, blah blah blah." And even though they caved and admitted that Joe Judge was doing a good job, like they're always going to hate on Gettleman because it's the Giants, right?
Mm-hmm. And you think right now Giants ownership, because I think, listen, obviously it's not confirmed. I'm a fan just like you guys speaking, but I do think Giants ownership has been looking at what the fans have been saying the past couple of years. You think they're now going to look at what mainstream media is saying about us?
Right. It's crazy, but I feel like a winning culture is ultimately more important than draft picks because I have a bad memory. I forgot who said this. I think it was Tainah or Bad Dog or someone that the Patriots have a winning culture, yet their draft picks, I mean, they're okay. I mean, they're
they're
fine.
trash. Let's not sugarcoat it. The Patriots are pretty bad at drafting.
Yeah, but I mean, even still, I mean, obviously now they suck. But when Brady was around, I mean, despite all their trashy draft picks, they were still getting into the playoffs and winning Super Bowls because of the winning culture. It wasn't really about the players, more so the attitude that was instilled inside the players. All right. And
so what is it going to take for us to make the playoffs, in your opinion?
because
I'll say this. You say Getty's still getting fired. I think if we make the playoffs, he's not.
Yeah, I was gonna say if the Giants do make the playoffs or just have a better record than last year, like 6-10, then I don't think he's getting fired. I mean, the Seahawks made the playoffs 7-9 flashback 10 years ago. 2 years later, they became a powerhouse. So I think the Giants have a good future ahead. But I think the best case scenario for the Giants, I'm looking at the schedule now, is 4-2. The Bungles, the Cardinals, the Browns, and Cowboys are all pretty reasonably winnable games. That I think is the best case scenario. No way the Giants go into Seattle, even though there's no fans. No way the Giants beat Seattle, and absolutely no way the Giants beat Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. I mean,
all right, I'll say this,
landslide.
and I don't know if you got to see my video today where I said I feel like people are writing off Seattle way too easily. Seattle ain't what they were at the beginning of the year. They were like one of the best offenses at the beginning of the year. Russell Wilson was for sure the MVP after the first 5 weeks of the season. It's cooled down a lot since then. The Seattle offense, Wilson himself, they've cooled down a lot since then. Their defense is trash. To me, Seattle, when we go up against them, is going to be the Cowboys of Week 5. An incredible offense, a terrible defense, and we kept it so close with the Cowboys.
I feel like
with the Seahawks.
All right, see, it's the Giants' curse. A quarterback like Kirk Cousins last year, a quarterback could be having a slout, he could be sucking, but the moment you face the Giants, he becomes like the next coming of Peyton Manning and Tom Brady combined. So that's just how
on this defense,
how it works.
On this defense, though, same thing with the Rams. The Rams were supposed to blow us out because they had an incredible offense, and well, that didn't happen. I'm not saying we're going to win. I'm saying, why can't we keep it close like we did against the Rams and like we did against the Cowboys, who I'm directly comparing to them, and the Bucks. But I'm going to say the Cowboys again, because when we went up against the Cowboys, they were the number 1 offense in the league, number 32 defense in the league. Seattle's basically around that same ranking right now.
Right. And yeah, I understand that like Wilson's been trash these past couple weeks. I mean, that performance against who did they play most recently was awful, like no touchdowns, like multiple interceptions. Who was he against?
I'll bring it up. Seahawks schedule. They just played against the Rams and they lost to the Rams 23-16.
Oh yeah, that was ugly.
And then before that, it was the Bills. They lost to the Bills 44-34.
Yeah, I think that was the game where Wilson had like 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. He just looked bad. But I feel like the Giants. Is it just me, or is it a sad thing that the Giants' statement win, quote unquote, was against the Eagles?
Nah, I got you there. I feel like, listen, I think we all might be overreacting a little bit. Let's put that out there, right? For all we know, the Giants could legitimately go out here and win like one more game for the rest of the season. It would be at the Cowboys week 17, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like the reason it's a statement win is because more so the history behind it, rather than the Eagles being a 3-win team this year, is just the Eagles have had our number for so long, even when they weren't supposed to beat us. Not even just the first game this year. Every single time we played them under Shermer, we had a lead at halftime and we collapsed in the second half. I feel like that's why it's our statement win. Like the entire NFL knows that the Eagles owned the Giants up until Sunday. I think that's why.
Yeah, I just you have no idea how good that felt. That win felt. Win felt, my guy.
Bro, that was our Super Bowl win until we get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Also, I'm making a very, very bold prediction. Giants go to the divisional round. They lose in the divisional round, but they still make the divisional round. That's my
you know
bold
what's
prediction.
funny? Like if we make the playoffs, obviously we'd be the 4th seed. The most likely 5th seed would be Tampa Bay, and I think if we see Tampa Bay again, we might beat them. I don't know.
Hey,
I'm just saying.
flashback to 2011. The Packers they upset the Giants in the last second field goal. We go into Green Bay, mop the floor with them.
Who knows, bro?
And by the way, those 2 touchdowns in Green Bay were result of refs, just so you know. But that's a story for another time.
Yeah, but Wolves, any last thoughts before I let you go, man?
Just to reiterate, always worth the 15, my guy.
Thank you, bro. Hey, listen, you already know what you gotta do to get it again, bro. But thank you, Wilson.
It was just so funny, your reaction. You were just like, just the look in your eyes was like, what? He did it.
Because I didn't expect you to do it.
Oh, I'm gonna do it again.
I doubt it. But
Want to bet?
I ain't got nothing to bet, bro.
All right, bet. See you.
All right, Wolves, thank you. Next up, we got Jaden24 to come on stream here. Welcome on, Jaden. How you doing, bro? Hello? If you're speaking, we can't hear you, by the way. I'm gonna give him a couple of maybe a minute or so to figure out. Maybe he's away from the computer. In the meantime, let me give a shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Thank you all for tuning in. Ooh, I just saw a flash of something. Anyway, thank you all for tuning in, man. I see Caden, Joe Yato, Sajid, Bada Bing, Javier Guzman, Chris Mara himself, PJ Jabarte. What's up, everybody? So, I cannot see or hear Jaden. Jaden, if you can hear me, I'm just going to remove you, and then we're going to bring on Assorted Fruits onto here. If I see Jaden pop back up, I'll add him back on. But what's up, Assorted Fruits? How you doing, man?
Good. How about you?
I am good, man. What's up, bro? I see you got Giants and Seahawks in your picture here.
Yes, that's because I live in Seattle, so.
Bet. Oh, I think I had you on the Discord call, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Oh, bet. How you doing, man? What you trying to talk about tonight?
Good. I wanted to talk about mainly. Well, what I originally came on here for was the tight end position. But then, just looking over a few things, it's just like, it's not really the biggest concern anymore to me. Because when I started looking at this, the Giants right now, how they're using Evan Engram, they're using him a lot more as like a specialty player, I guess. Because we're doing a lot of those, I don't know the name of the play call, but we're handing the ball off to him, we're running the ball with a tight end, which you don't normally see. And I've also been seeing what we're doing with Caden Smith, and we're using Caden Smith much more as a traditional, like, tight end.
Do you think we should use Caden Smith more than he's already being used?
I don't have the I don't have the percentage of plays he has, or how many times he's been beaten, I guess. Because I'm just looking at the ESPN stats, and they're really only telling me the receptions. And from what I can tell, though, is he's standard tight end, more blocking tight ends. You can pass him if needed. But then I was also looking at, since I am a Seattle fan, and they have, what's his name? Greg Olsen as their starter. I'm just like, those two aren't really comparable, so I go and look at the second one, which is Will Dissly. I'm thinking to myself, wow, these guys are really similar, except Seattle throws to Will Dissly a lot more. Because Will Dissly this last game, Or no, never mind. Yeah, they throw to him about double what, or we same. I can't English. Sorry.
It's okay.
We're throwing to, or Seattle's throwing to Will Disley just about the same, but he's more consistent at getting like first downs. And I think we should try and do that with Caden Smith because he's big enough, he's physical enough that he can go up and get the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And so can Slayton, and that's kind of the good thing with those larger receivers we have. I wouldn't consider Caden a receiver, but Evan Engram kind of can. I definitely do think he's more of a specialty player at this point, though.
Mm-hmm. So what exactly is the point that you're trying to make here? Should you're trying to change the way we're using our tight ends?
Yeah, because like our offensive line is not great. We all know this. They have gotten much better, and I'm viewing it as we could use any help on the O-line that is possible. And although tight ends are not fully O-line, like Evan Engram can't block.
Mm-hmm.
He can't block. So then you get players like Caden Smith who can, and then they're big and they can receive. That's more what I think we should be going for, and I still stand by the fact that I think we should move Evan Engram to a wide receiver.
I just want to say real quick, shout out to William Triggerfinger Rufo for the $5 super chat. Thank you so much, man. He says, I came from the great land of Fist Vegas channel to clap you live on air. All right, bro. Thanks. I was on Fisk's channel. Fisk's, is it Fisk's? Now I can't English assorted fruits. I was on Fisk's channel a couple of weeks ago. Great dude, love him. He's honestly, I go to him for entertainment, bro. Thank you for the super chat, man. So assorted fruits, are you get like I get what you're saying with shifting the way we use Evan Engram, but where do you stand on keeping him in general?
These past couple of games, so
because we haven't actually used them that much these past couple of, at least in the Eagles game.
Yeah, I'm saying from the Washington game and the Eagles game, what he was playing was ideal for me. He was playing a specialty role. We only threw to him in like when we needed a larger player, a fast larger player, like in I think it was against Washington in the back of the end zone, where he had to dive for that catch. That was a beautiful catch. That was kind of what I'd like to see more. How we use Engram is red zone, and God, what was it? There was a trick play against, I think it was against Philadelphia, not this most recent Philadelphia game, but the other one, where we ran a trick play with him on a punt or whatever that got taken away due to penalty or whatever.
And then not even on trick plays, but just maybe it's considered trick play, but we've used Engram a lot on end rounds as well throughout the year.
Yes, that's what I've meant. That's what I was trying to talk about earlier. I didn't find the words for it. That's what I do think we should be using Engram a lot more for, instead of having him line up as a tight end.
And would you be opposed to trading him away or cutting him?
It depends on who we'd have to replace him, because Caden Smith by himself definitely can't make up that hole. Caden Smith is nowhere near as quick or, I guess, versatile as Engram. And my mind just blanked right there for some reason.
It's all right, man. Anything else you want to talk about before I let you go here?
We were one of the people we've had on before me were talking about the cornerback position.
I think that might have been Mike.
I'm pretty sure it was too, but you were talking about that, and you guys were not talking about Logan Ryan at all. Like, Logan Ryan has been outstanding this year for me.
I think maybe one of the reasons it didn't come up, at least for me, is what are we going to re-sign Logan Ryan to? Because a lot of people forget we actually have him on a bargain deal right now. He's going to want more money, and he does deserve more money that we're getting right now, that we're giving him right now.
Yes, and the Giants definitely have the cap space for it.
Do we? As of right now, we have 22 or like in the 20s projected next year by overthecap.com.
How much are we paying him right now?
We're paying him maybe like $7 million, I think.
So he definitely deserves like double that at this point.
So you're gonna give him 14 off of the barely 22 million in space that we have?
No, but I definitely think we should get less than that. But I think he is definitely deserving of
100%.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Logan Ryan is somebody I want to keep on for what he's been in the locker room as well. He's, unlike Golden Tate, he's been the true veteran, locker room leading presence that we needed.
Yes, definitely. And I think Bradbury has also been a little bit. Bradbury's only been in the league since 2015 still, I think, or
2016.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I definitely think what Logan Ryan deserves to get paid. It's just.
And here's the thing too, right? If we re-sign Logan, where are you gonna put him? Are you gonna put him at slot corner? Are you gonna try him out at outside corner?
I would say outside corner because we're gonna have McKinney probably coming in next year, and I see him playing strong safety, which I view as a slot corner at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have no, because Bradbury's playing safety, so
the Bradbury's our corner.
Wait, who am I thinking of then? We have a really good strong safety, don't we?
Jabril Peppers.
Yeah, I must have gotten those two mixed up. That's strange. But yeah, we have Peppers already playing safety. It depends on how McKinney turns out, because if he turns out being like Jamal Adams, I actually see a lot of Jamal Adams in him. He is a very pass rusher, aggressive safety, which I like. And if Peppers, he's kind of the same. I mean, he's decent in coverage. I'd say he's average all around.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of depends on how. Yeah, that's a good question. Where should we place him?
Exactly, man.
Logan Ryan, he's not really a safety.
Yep.
Here's
the thing. I would not try him out at outside corner because I don't think he has the athletic ability to be on the outside. He definitely is like suited for either the slot or free safety, but then it's like you're gonna be sacrificing something to get him there. But Assorted Fruits, man, I'm gonna have to let you go, bro. I got a bunch of people in here, man. Thank you for tuning in, bro. Thank you for the continued support, my man.
Yeah, I get it.
So real quick, just to give you guys an update, right now I got up next Jaden 24, then David AV, then Crest 24, then Football Talk, then PJ, then Logan, then Giants Opinion Sports, then Kuzan. So Jaden, is your mic working now? Hello, Jaden, is your mic working? So guys, I cannot hear Jaden still. I'm not sure what the problem is. I think he had his camera on at one point as well. I cannot hear this man for the life of me. I don't know, are you using a headset or something? Is it plugged in correctly? I'll come back to you just like I did. I had Assorted on. I'm going to get to David AV, and then hopefully you figure it out when I'm done with David AV. So, David, welcome in, man. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good, Hub. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, bro. How you doing, my man? What's up? What you want to talk about?
Yeah, I've been a fan for a while, since probably this off season. When I've been subscribed, and commenting and in the chat. Shout out to Authentic in the chat,
I just peeped. Authentic from Authentic and the Beard is in here, guys. I should be on Authentic's podcast this Thursday. We're still working on the details, but I should be on there this Thursday, man. Yeah, thank you, David. You've been in the subscribers back when you were known as just AV Sports, man. You've been here for a while.
Yeah, I changed it to my first name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And okay, let's talk about the O-line and then DJ. So first, the O-line. So we plugged in Shane Lemieux, and it's been clicking since that Bucks game. So I think it might have helped Andrew Thomas out a lot, and I think the improvement of Andrew Thomas we've already seen it. Daniel Jones, no turnovers in 2 straight games, which I hope continues against the Bengals. And I think he can continue that. But back to the O-line, Shane Lemieux has been good, but his pass blocking is actually not the best. His run blocking is actually really good. But him in the pass block, I think he had in the Bucks game, he had a 12 grade in the pass block from PFF, which I don't reference PFF a lot, but I'm starting to more because they watch every snap. I don't. So, but yeah, I do like Shane Lemieux. I hope he plays, but what I'm frustrated about is why are we playing Zeitler and Lemieux. I want to see Hernandez in there because he's a third-year guy, and Zeitler's on the last year of his contract. He might not be back with the team. What do you think about that?
So it's funny you ask, because we basically saw a preview of what it would look like without Zeitler, right? He went out with a concussion. I want to say in the second half of the game, Lemieux would slide over to right guard, and we had Hernandez in at left. Honestly, the only reason I'm against it is because Zeitler, even when he had that concussion, was still graded as our best offensive lineman. He's been consistently our best offensive lineman all year. But, I mean, the line did kind of work without him. So it's like, I'm not that opposed to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we trade him at the end of the season, I will be happier. You know, I mean, that's the only way now because the trade deadline has passed. So, yeah, you know what? I would be on board. I don't want to cut him. I do. If we're going to get rid of him, it's going to have to be through a trade. And I, as of right now, I'm going to be fine with it because the line didn't look that bad with both Lemieux and Hernandez in there. But what do you think about it?
You're right. So I was also going to say Lemieux and Hernandez. I think them two together, obviously we need them for the future because they're still on rookie contracts, unlike Zeitler, who is probably going to be gone by the end of the year, who I want Hernandez in. And then let me see tackle spot, which sometimes I don't like the rotation because I want our offensive line to be gelled for the next few years with our three rookies, Hernandez and Gates. But man, Pear is just really good. I'm just gonna say Pear is really good.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't allowed a sack this year. He's really good in the run. I think he can be, our future right or left tackle, depending on how Andrew Thomas finishes this season.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I think our offensive line. Shout out to Dave Gettleman for building this offensive line, which was not good ever since I started watching in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
And this offensive line has started to gel.
Mm-hmm. 2016 was really when it took a real dump, man. And shout out to N talking sports in the chat, man.
Yes,
Thank you for popping in, bro. So the offensive line, like you said, Matt Peart looking good. And I want to say I'm not a Cam Fleming fan because I obviously want Matt Peart to start. But the reason Cam Fleming hasn't been subbed out yet is because he is still playing at a good enough level to still be in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's not pretend like Cam Fleming is straight hot garbage. He is playing at a good enough level to be in there. But when do you start Matt Peart? Are you saying, nah, man, just get him in there because he's in the future? Like, what do you think in general about the rotation we have with both the tackle and the guard spot?
All right, first of all, shout out to Tainah. And also, all right, yeah, I really, really, really want Peart in there. He's been our best tackle this season. I want Peart in there, but you're right. Fleming, he's hasn't played bad ever since the Washington game, and he's been starter like adequate. So I mean, he could probably still Joe Judge can probably still do the rotation with him. But like I said, my problem with that is I want the offensive line to have continuity for the future. That line right in front of DJ, like how Aaron Rodgers, right? He trusts his offensive line so much.
Real quick, David, I just want to say, I don't mean to interrupt you, but I do have somebody that I gotta add on here. PTA Sports is in here, bro. What up, PTA?
What it do? How's everybody doing?
So as you can see, PTA, I kind of have like a little call-in, StreamYard version going on here. Yeah. So David, continue, man. What you were saying?
Yes, what I was saying was, wait, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I was talking about how Aaron Rodgers, right? He trusts his offensive line so much, where sometimes like he won't even be facing his offensive line. To the fact, if I saw DJ doing that, we already know what's gonna happen. If his back is turned to the O line, I'm worried he's gonna like fumble that ball. So when our offensive line is gelled together with all of our guys, all of our key guys, our three rookies, Gates and Hernandez are in there, I think for the future, I think we'll be pretty set at that offensive line.
This is what Hearthstone Media says. The way we're running the line right now, I would not change it. Thank you for the $2 super chat. And by the way, I just got a notification.
In the building.
I just got a notification from StreamYard. They're saying there's already 10 people in the studio. So somebody's trying to join. I don't know if it's somebody in the chat. I guess that's the cue, David. Thank you for tuning in. I'm gonna have to rotate now and get the next person on, man. Any last thoughts?
All right, thanks for having me on. Shout out to everyone in the chat.
All right, man. Have a good one, bro. So David is gone now. Before I add the next person on, I just want to say right now the lineup is Krez, then Football Talk, then PJ, then Logan, then Giants Opinion Sports, then this guy called Danny Dimes is the guest. I think it's cut off, and then Nerding Out Sports. But before we get there, PTA, what's up, man? How you doing?
What is going on? Hey, I'm doing fantastic, man. It's a victory week, right? We get to enjoy a hard-earned victory against a team that we have not been able to beat in 4 whole years, man. And listen, I'm happy, right? I am ecstatic with the direction of this team. I think that we are making the necessary strides for us to be a contender in the future. And I know there's some people who were, talking about, some things that should be going on next year, but I don't think we should be talking about that, right? Mm-hmm. We should be focused on the next game. It is off to Cincinnati, all right? That is what we should be focused on. Don't focus on the playoffs right now. I just said that in my video that I dropped. Listen, we just got to build. Just got to keep building. And this is the direction that this team needs to be headed in, and I'm super, super happy. Shout out to Heartstorm Media, my guy. I got to get you on my channel ASAP.
Heartstorm, the link is circulating in the chat right now. One of my mods will post it.
Link is in there, man. You need to get on up in here, man. I see Chrissy Entertainer is up in there. I see,
Jason
Saeed.
Garrett. We got Jason
Garrett is up in here. He's clapping. I hear him. I see Word 21. What's going on with you, man? What's up to everybody? Toast. Hey, man. Jaden Dawkins, man. The whole squad's here.
We about to add the next viewer in for the quote-unquote call-in show. Shout out to Krez24. How you doing, bro?
What's up with you, Krez?
I'm doing great. After that big Eagles win.
What you trying to talk about tonight? Listen, I think we all celebrating that Eagles win.
Yes. I want to talk about the running back room. I'm pretty ecstatic because Wayne Gallman, he's running every run like it's his life. And so I'm thinking with Saquon coming back, if Saquon doesn't do as good, maybe we could possibly trade him to get picks or something. Mm-hmm. But I love Saquon. It's hard to say. But if he doesn't do what he's supposed to do, we could trade for picks.
You done?
Yeah.
Can I go? All right. So before Pest goes, I just want to say, Giants fans, I love Wayne Gallman. I love the way he's doing. Yes. Do not get fooled and forget how good Saquon Barkley is. Do not forget that this man is the best, at the very least, most talented running back in the league. Let us not forget what Saquon can do. We know Wayne Gallman's running hard and good. That's nice. Guess what? That's what we've been asking for in a backup running back. You know what I'm saying? We've always been asking for somebody that could take some hits off of Saquon. That's all I'm going to say. Pest, you can go.
I mean, listen, I'm telling you this right now, man. If Saquon was here right now, fully healthy, Saquon would be eating like no one has ever eaten before, okay? Now you're talking to a guy who watches every game multiple times. And the holes that this offensive line is creating out there, Saquon needs about half of those holes, all right? Like he doesn't like the size of the hole. When I'm saying half, I mean like the hole is big and he only needs about half that space to break one for a long run.
Pest, so you've streamed 2 games with me, Pest. How many times have I said to you, oh man, Gallman had a nice run there, but if that's Saquon, that's to the house.
It's to the house. It's to the house. So like I understand, right? It's nice that we have another running back that we could potentially trust. Although we don't even know if Gallman's going to be here next year or not. We don't know what the running back room is going to look like. I will say this, okay? And I don't have a problem saying this just because I was one of those people who said that a running back at 2 may not have been the smartest idea. I will say this, okay? I understand that Saquon is kind of a worldly type of talent. I understand that Saquon is the type of running back where he can probably still be in this league and still be effective at 30, 31, 32 years old like an Adrian Peterson. I'm not going to sit here and say that that Saquon does not have that ability or he doesn't have that ceiling, okay? But the running back position in the NFL, it's a short life cycle, okay? And it's going to really depend on what Saquon looks like coming off of this injury. Thankfully, medical technology is fantastic, and a ACL, MCL, PCL, WHYZ tear can be fixed very easily. So we're going to have to just kind of sit back and see what Saquon looks like. And if the move is to maybe move on from Saquon, I would hate it, but I would understand. That's what I'm going to say.
I think he's still got it in him because the Bears game, like the 2 plays before he got hurt, he was like 15-yard run, 20-yard run, and then he had that unfortunate ACL tear.
Yeah.
We did not want to see him go down.
100%.
So next question, Chris.
How do you think on Dale Jones? Because when he doesn't turn over the ball, we seem to win, and that's what I think we need from Dale Jones. We need more of a game manager, not the hero he's trying to do during the Tampa Bay game, forcing those throws.
So this is what I'll say on this. I agree with you for the short term. Call me crazy, but I think DJ could have a Russell Wilson type of development. Where Russell and even Dak Prescott type, where both of them were game managers at the beginning of their careers, and after they learned how to take care of the football, after they learned how to really be in an NFL offense, and learn how to read defenses properly, not take the risks, then after a couple years they evolve a bit more into the quarterback that can be relied upon when the weapons aren't the best, that can every now and again execute hero ball. Call me crazy, but that's what I think he can be. And I'm getting this ping after ping after ping from StreamYard. I guess a bunch of people are trying to join. The studio is full with 10 right now. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it. What about you, Pest?
As a guy who is not on the Daniel Jones train, I do think that the Daniel Jones that we saw the last 2 weeks was the Daniel Jones that I thought we were going to get. And I think that Daniel Jones does have a high ceiling. If Daniel Jones can continue to play at this level, I saw that. He's on their practice squad. I saw that he's on the practice squad. If Daniel Jones can continue to play at this level, I think he'll be fine. Okay. Daniel Jones seems like the type of guy that when everyone's playing good around him, he plays well. It's when everybody is not playing good around him and he tries to be the hero that he makes all the mistakes.
Doesn't that sound like Dak Prescott his first couple of years, though?
Tell me not. A little bit. Yeah, I don't disagree with your take on that. Man, hold on a second.
What's up?
Amid Belfort? Yo, this dude is a pimp player extraordinaire. That suit is on fleek, my guy.
Shout out to Amid Belfort for the $5 super chat. Since Pest is hyping your Pest, I'm gonna let you read the super chat.
That dude is on fleek. He's going to the club. He's snatching up all your late. All right, it's going down when Amid comes into the building. Look at this dude's swag. All right, he says we need a dynamic ride out in the draft or free agency that would keep defenses honest and create even more lanes for running. Let's go, G-Man. Well, so listen, I completely agree, man. We have to get better in our wide receiver room. I think that getting a legit number one, and I know that there are people who think that Darius Slayton is a number one. He's not. Okay, he's definitely.
Wait, Pest. I just want to say real quick before you get into it a little bit. I want to get Krez's quick answer so I could just rotate because I got a lot of people in the studio here.
Yeah, because Chris is trying to get in here. So,
Krez, you're quick. Just give me a quick answer on this, man. Then I could get Tainah in here. Oh no, what Amid is saying, we need a dynamic wideout in draft or free agency.
I would take free agency. I like Kenny Galladay a lot. Good build for a wide receiver for Daniel Jones. Take that pressure off of Darius Slayton. Yeah. I do not like Darius Slayton as a number one wide receiver. I just think he can sneak in the back.
I bet. Thank you for tuning in, Crest. Thank you for calling in, man. Thank you for the support.
Hey Tainah, hit the link. Hit the link now, Tainah. Hit the link now.
Hit it now.
Hit the link now, Tainah. Hit the link now. Get in here.
There is one free spot right now. I'm gonna use it quicker right now.
Hit the link, Tainah.
He's not here yet.
Oh snap! So while we're waiting for that,
I'll just I'm gonna continue going in the order that I see it lined up here. So the next person I got on here is Football Talk, another sub. Football Talk, how you doing, man? Oh, he muted himself.
Football Talk, you're muted. You gotta unmute, buddy, so we can hear you.
Hello.
There we go. Football Talk is in the building. What's up, Football Talk?
How you doing
this
Football
evening?
Talk? Hello?
Okay,
Football Talk?
mine's lagging a lot, but hopefully can you hear
Okay.
me?
We can hear you, yeah. We're gonna take 2 questions
Can
for
you
you
hear
because
me?
now, yeah, we can hear you. We're gonna take 2 questions for you, and I'm gonna do that with the rest of the subs just to rotate and
Okay.
get everybody in here quick, quick and easy. So what's one of the questions that's burning you a lot? Tainah says it's still full. What's one of the questions that's burning you, Football Talk?
Well, I was wondering about getting in free agency.
Okay,
I was
what do you
thinking
think?
we could get JC Jackson because Judge has ties to him.
JC Jackson. I don't think the Patriots are gonna let him walk.
I think he'd be a good fit with this system.
JC, yeah, I don't know if JC
I
Jackson's
don't
gonna
know.
hit free agency.
Yeah, I don't know if he's gonna hit free agency, man. Patriots are. I don't think they're gonna let him go. If anything, they might let Stephon Gilmore walk and then keep JC Jackson and try to have him become the #1 corner over there.
Yeah. I can totally see that actually.
Because
Wait,
Stephon, he's getting up there.
Wasn't Gilmore? Was it Gilmore that was kind of chirping a bit about the Patriots? Was it Gilmore?
I cannot remember, but the reason I'm saying that is because he's getting a bit older, and JC Jackson the past couple years has been, dare I say, elite.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know if he's gonna hit it, man.
Yeah,
What's the second question though, Football Talk?
Yeah, I think we could.
Oh, you're lagging.
My second was like, I think we should. What do you think about getting Gregory Rousseau in the draft? Maybe.
So for me, and then I'm gonna let Pes go real quick. For me, Greg Rousseau is probably the only pass rusher in this class that's getting any type of talk about him right now. He's the #1, but he's a defensive end, 4-3 defensive end. He's not really going to fit this 3-4 system that greatly. And then also, I'm kind of iffy on him because he sat out this year, I'm pretty sure. So he has that 1 year of greatness, and that's all we got on him. I'm just kind of iffy on him. You know what I'm saying?
Thinking the same thing.
And even then, it's like it's not like he's a Bradley Chubb. It's not like he's a Nick Bosa. He's not on that level.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't know how I feel about him. Okay, first of all, hey Panda, here's your shout out. How you doing? Hope you're having a great night, Panda. You can relax now.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much for your support.
And real quick, when I take Football Talk off, I'm gonna please ask y'all nobody to click the link so Tainah can get in, please.
Yes, please. Let's let Tainah in here.
But
I feel the same way. He is a 4-3 edge. I don't know how well he would translate standing up. However, we could bring in a 4-3 edge and use him specifically in pass rushing sets.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like he would be.
But would you spend a first-round pick to do that?
No.
Exactly.
No, I would not. I would not. Okay, well, you know what? I actually just did that in one of my CFMs. I used a first-round pick.
That's Madden, though. Come on now, that's Madden.
I know. I just found it ironic. Oh man, yeah. I don't know if I would do that IRL. Because we would need someone who could actually play stand-up edge rusher, and I don't know if he can do that. So it's really too early for me to be talking about draft picks because I haven't really been paying attention that well. I won't start paying attention until the end of the season.
But yeah, thank you so much, Football Talk. I'm sorry I had to cut it short, but it looks like it's picking up now, man. Any last thoughts before I let you go?
All right. Thanks for having me.
Of course, Football
right,
Talk.
thank
We
you.
appreciate you, man. Come hang out with us a little bit more, man. Hopefully we can talk to you a little bit more in the future. Hey, Tainah, get in
click
here.
the link right now, please.
Get in here, Tainah.
I don't know
Tainah?
if people are gonna
Get in here.
now click it.
Hurry up, Tainah. Get in here, Tainah.
You better click that link right
Let's
now.
go, Tainah.
In
Go,
the
go,
meanwhile, I got PJ on here. One of the other subs. How you doing, PJ? What's up, man?
Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you, bro.
Oh, okay. Yeah. What's going on?
We
I'm
good,
doing
man.
great. Yeah, I've been a
Wonderful
subscriber since like April, I think.
Oh, thank you. That's a
Yeah,
while,
and
man.
Pest, I subscribed to you. I think it was a couple weeks ago when you were on with the hub.
I appreciate that, PJ.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for the support, brother. We really appreciate that.
Yeah, I wanted to ask 2 questions. I understand the season isn't finished yet and we still gotta go through free agency and stuff. But what position would you like to go in the first round?
So before I answer that, he's finally in here.
Hey,
Shout out to the entertainer talking. What's up, man?
I don't have much of a voice today, so I'm just gonna say stand up. But PJ, what's going on, man? You were in my live stream last time. What's up, buddy?
Oh yeah, how you doing?
Pretty good. You were the one that asked me about the porn store, right?
Yes, and so it begins.
Yeah, it was
on
someone
the
else
hub.
that said Riley Dixon was better than Riley Reid. So I asked you if you actually knew her.
What's up, guys?
I'm surprised that he didn't. I'm gonna keep it real. But to answer PJ's question, me personally, as of right now, I would go wide receiver in the draft. What about you, PTA?
So it's going to depend, and again, this is all contingent on the way that the draft board lines up and where we are at. I would either go wide receiver, or if there's like a can't miss pass rusher that is there that can fit into our scheme, I'm good with that too. Wide receiver, pass rusher, one of those. I need like we got to get better at rushing the passer. We really do, but we also do need a wide receiver. So if there's a wide receiver there that's really good, I'm with it. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
I want a cornerback. That's
You would go Patrick Surtain?
Yes.
I want a cornerback.
We want us to do this again?
I want a wide receiver or a corner. That's where I'm leaning. Wide receiver or corner. Yeah, but it's all dependent on free agency. So I don't know what we're gonna do in free agency.
Yeah.
But if you ask me today, for this specific defense, they scheme pressure. I don't think they're gonna prioritize an edge rusher in the first round. That's just my opinion. Patriots never did that. I think they're going to try to shore up that secondary. Our second corner is awful. We just saw our potential second corner go off to the Chiefs. I would go corner or wide receiver right now.
Mm-hmm. So what's your next question, PJ?
Would you guys like to see us sign Dupree in the offseason?
I would love to have Bud Dupree.
I'll take it.
He's a good fit.
I'll take it. Yeah, give me Bud Dupree. I'll take it. Absolutely, 100%. I'll be dancing if we make that sign.
Bud Dupree is the only guy I have on my mind for free agency right now, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'd be with it. I'd be totally with getting Bud Dupree. I think he'd fit great in the way that we run defense. So yeah, I'm with it. I'm a little excited just thinking about that.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to become available too because the Steelers, they got to pay Watt, and they also got Juju. But I don't think they're going to keep both edges. Because you're talking about paying probably $40 million a year on average between the two players. I don't think they're going to do that. So I do think Dupree's going to be available.
Mm-hmm.
How much would you guys sign him for?
Hey, man, it can't be 20 mil. I'll tell you that. It has to be less than 20 mil.
It's got to see, that's...
What do you think he's going to get, though? I mean, what do you think he's going to get? I mean, at the end of the day, Leonard Williams
I'll tell you,
17.
if he is coming to the Giants, I don't think we're giving him 20 mil. I really don't, because we've been pretty smart with our money.
I'm going to tell you this, then he ain't coming to the Giants, because somebody's going to give him 20 mil.
Hey, Kid Blue is in the house.
Hey, shout out to Kid Blue. You already know.
PBS is in the house. Yo, I think it's gonna have to be at least close to 20 million with like a bunch of incentives. It's gonna have to be like 17, 18, and then like if you get a X amount of sacks or you make the Pro Bowl, or it's gonna have to be something like that. Like it's because I mean, pass rushers are getting about that much. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what the market is going to dictate. So
right now we're halfway through the season. He's already got 7 sacks.
Yeah, I mean, like you're gonna have to pay that man. You're gonna have to.
He's gonna get paid, and I think the transfer tag for an edge rusher is like $19 million. He's gonna want that. That's market value.
You're gonna have to pay him 20, 21.
That's what he's going to be asking for. Somebody's going to give it to him. I don't think it'll be the Giants, though. Like I said, I don't think the Giants are going to pay a hefty price for an edge rusher.
Wait, Pest, I just want to say real quick before I didn't actually get to read Kid Blue Super Chat.
Oh, my bad.
He says, stream is booming. Let's take control of the NFC East. Hashtag for the throne. I've been seeing he's been throwing around that phrase a lot. For the throne. The throne, the NFC East, the throne, the NFC, whatever it is. He's been throwing it around. And I also want to say, guys, real quick, I'm sorry for anybody else that will be trying to get in. In terms of subs, I'll be taking on 4 more subs for tonight, and they've been in here for a while. It's going to be Logan's Gaming Lounge, Giants Opinion Sports, Nerding Out Sports, and Michael. I apologize if you didn't get on, but now that I got Pest and Tainah on here, it's like I already done about an hour with you guys on. I do want to get a little bit of time to talk with these dudes. Just want to put that out there. Pest, you continue, and then we'll get to PJ's second question.
I forgot what I was talking about.
My bad, bro. I just had to get it out there.
I'm not even gonna lie. I haven't even been drinking. I'm just sitting here, and I'm thinking about Bud Dupree, and I'm just like, man.
PJ, how long you been a Giant fan for?
How long I've been a Giant fan?
Yeah.
I mean, since I was little. But
are you big now?
I wasn't actually into it till like 2 years ago.
Okay. All right. So you haven't. That's the first time you saw them beat the Eagles, then.
Yes.
I know you're excited about that.
Oh man, listen, this is like the best thing ever for us right now is beating these damn Eagles, man.
I still think I'm living in a dream. I still don't think it happened.
So happy about beating the Eagles just because it's been so long. It's been too long.
And we've been getting so close to beating them.
Yes, we have, and we finally got over the hump. So like this is the moment that we start to grow and we start to get better, and hopefully, man, maybe we can start sweeping some of these division teams. Man, maybe we can get to there. That's the next step.
PJ, what's your second question if you got one?
Oh, the Bud Dupree question was the second.
Oh, damn, my bad. Hey, PJ, I don't mean for it to seem like I'm kicking you out, but I will have to rotate, man. Thank you for tuning in, man. Thank you for the support, bro.
Keep up the great content.
Thank you, man.
Later, PJ.
All of you guys.
Now we're gonna have Logan's Gaming Lounge in here. Logan, how you doing, my man? What's up?
Pretty good. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
All right. I just got some quick questions real quick. I know you guys think that we definitely need a receiver number 1 in the draft with our first pick, but I think we'd be better off taking Dylan Moses because Kenny Golladay is going to be in free agency.
Yeah, to answer your question, Logan, that's the route I would take. I would prefer to spend in free agency at the wide receiver position and not draft one. I'd rather take the corner or the coverage linebacker in the first round. That's the approach I would take. Or draft the wide receiver in the second round. I personally do not want to take a wide receiver in the first round.
Why not, Chris?
Unless it depends what we're picking. But if we're like top 5, top 6, which I don't think we're going to be, by the way. I don't think we're going to be picking top 5, top 6 because there's a lot of shitty teams right now. And I think the Giants are going to find a way to win at least 2 more games. And if you look right now at Tankathon, if the Giants win 5 games, more than likely they're going to be picking like 9, 10. And if they win the division, they're going to be picking like 18. So if we were 9 or 10 and Jamar Chase is there, I'm open to that. But if we're 5 or 6, I personally just don't prioritize the wide receiver position that high. I personally wouldn't want to take to me, if I get an elite cornerback, I would take that over an elite wide receiver because I think both are huge needs for us. And I would sign the wide receiver in free agency if I could. Now, this is all dependent on free agency. We don't know who's going to be available, and we don't know who's going to be franchise tag. We don't know what the price is going to be, but I would rather get the proven commodity at wide receiver and draft defense.
That's true. Have you heard of Derek Singletary from LSU?
I've heard that. I don't know much about him. I've heard of him. I don't know much about him.
In my opinion, he's the best corner in college football right now.
Singletary. That name sounds real familiar to me.
Stingley.
Yo, once again, shout out to KB coming in clutch with the next $5 super chat. Thank you so much.
Hey, BBS, we need to talk, by the way. We need you and I need to have a conversation, BBS. So it's just we got to make that happen soon, man. I saw some interesting stuff happen. I want to talk to you about it. We'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that later.
So he got a dip, but yeah, remember, guys, tune into the Young Guns podcast tomorrow. We'll be on Kid Blue's channel this time. Is the podcast we run, and I gotta say, shout out to everybody in here. Over 100 people. Thank you so much, y'all.
That's
Your
awesome.
support means a lot to me.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. So I'm looking at mock draft right now. Actually, I just pulled it up. They got the Giants taking a corner, but they got Surtain going 5 to the Chargers, and they got the Giants getting Caleb Farley from Virginia Tech.
What about Micah Parsons?
Parsons, they got going 4 to the Cowboys.
Ooh.
See, I'm surprised by that. You know, if I was doing a mock draft right now, I'd actually have the Cowboys taking Surtain because their secondary is god awful.
Right.
To me, that would make sense. But they do need a linebacker as well. Those guys are always banged up over there. I know Van Der Esch is really good, but Sean Lee's always hurt. Van Der Esch hurt. I would think that they would lean cornerback though, the Cowboys, if I had to peg it.
Yeah, because to me, I want a number one receiver and Slayton it too, but there's only so many pieces for this defense to be one of the best in the NFL.
Okay, you know what? You know what? Y'all convincing me. Y'all convincing me on this corner thing. Y'all convincing me. I'm sitting here and I'm like legit.
Let's talk about. That's because I'm Yoda. But let's talk about this defense, Pest. Right, everybody's talking about getting an edge rusher. Right now, this defense is generating a ton of pressure.
I don't think we need an edge rusher.
We lead the league in pressures right now.
I'm legit sitting here and I'm
quarterback knockdowns. We lead the league. We're sixth in sacks.
Yeah.
And our second cornerback sucks. It's a defense that needs strong corner play.
And Tainah,
I'm sold. I'm sold.
This is without our starting outside linebackers, without Lorenzo, without O'Shane.
I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about it. Like ever since Chris said it, I've been sitting here quietly thinking about it. Like another corner, we get another corner. We've got safety on lock. We are generating pressure.
If you get an elite corner,
if we can shut down both sides of the field,
get Bradbury and another good corner,
we're fine.
You're getting a lot of coverage sacks. You could get creative.
Chris, this is why I say don't get it. Because Edward right here, get J.C. Horn in the second round.
People like J.C. Horn. A lot of people like Listen, if you, it all comes down to evaluating the draft board too. If you feel like you could get a corner that's close to as good as a corner and you could get in the first round and it's a dramatic drop-off at another position, I understand that too. And it's going to come down to analyzing the draft board. But if you ask me right now what's our biggest need, without me doing a ton of research on the draft, I would say cornerback.
And Logan, any last thoughts before I let you go, man?
No, I'm good.
Well, thank you so much, man. Thank you for support. I know you've been waiting.
Thanks for having me.
You've been waiting a while, bro. Sorry I couldn't have you on just a bit longer, but I had to rotate people.
Thanks for coming on, Logan.
Peace out, Logan.
Hey, Jason Garrett, man, you and that girl in the hot tub, just don't be clapping. So, it's about time. Wait a minute. Before we go anywhere else, Heartstorm, what are you doing tomorrow evening?
Well, what's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Wednesday.
Tomorrow's Wednesday.
I am traveling to New Jersey to bury my uncle.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry to hear that.
So I'm gonna be traveling. I'm actually gonna be in New York.
Okay.
Friday.
Okay. What about next Wednesday?
Next Wednesday, I'm gonna be where you need me to be. Where you need me to be.
Okay, I need you on the live stream next Wednesday. I'm just doing. Listen, this is how I operate. I see you, I get you. Next Wednesday, Heartstorm Media live stream PTA Sports Live. Let's make it happen, my guy.
That's what's up, man.
I need you on my channel.
I hate when you're in the queue, you can't comment because you guys were saying some awesome things that I wanted to comment on, but now I'm on. So thanks for getting me on. Thanks to the Hub. Shout out to Tainah. And we just talked on your live stream about me getting back on your live stream because I had
I don't know if you're gonna be busy Saturday. If you're free, you're more than welcome to come on.
That's what's up. That's what's up, guys. So we're talking questions. I liked a lot of things that the guys were saying. Some of the younger voices, I was hearing them younger voices, but they sounded real knowledgeable out there.
That's because they listen to us. They watch our channels.
Yeah, they stay away from First Take, man.
Yeah, they pay attention. They pay attention to where the real information.
They're listening to where the real talk is at. Not Stephen A. Smith, not Nick, whatever. That. Listen, I don't know if anybody remembers the video I did comparing Sam Darnold to Daniel Jones. And I'm not going to take over the chat. I'm just going to say this real quick. But it was one of the skinny black guy who's on. I forget his name.
Emmanuel Acho.
Was that him who said that Sam Darnold? He said Samuel Darnold not only had a better chance of succeeding with the Jets, that he was also better than Daniel Jones. And I said, if anybody thinks that anybody has a better chance of succeeding with the Jets, they don't need to be getting paid. And I wish I could talk to that guy today and say, even if you do believe that Sam Darnold is better than Daniel Jones, the fact that you said he had a better chance of succeeding with the Jets, he shouldn't be on air right now.
It's crazy.
So I just want to go on that, and that's it. But the Giants, I love the fact that the fans sound so knowledgeable
and I'm hearing those young voices. So I know you guys out there in Giants land, we're birthing some knowledgeable fans, and that's what we do. We're not delusional like Cowboys fans who think they're going to win a Super Bowl every year,
or Eagles fans who
like
think they're 19-0,
who think they're good right now. We're knowledgeable.
Yeah.
Shout out to Zach Phillips for the $5 super chat, man. Thank you so much. He said, guys, if the Giants get to the Super Bowl and win, I will be getting a Giants tattoo, and I count you guys in.
I'll tell you right now, Zach, I've never gotten a tattoo in my life. If the Giants win the Super Bowl this year, I will get a tattoo and I will live stream it.
Hey, listen, I'm going to go ahead and say this right now. Whether the Giants do or do not win a Super Bowl, I'm getting a Giants tattoo anyway. Y'all gonna see a different PTA Sports. I'm going to be sleeved up soon, and I can't wait.
You're getting a sleeve?
I'm getting sleeved up, baby. It's going down. Yeah, I'm getting sleeved up.
I will say I like seeing PTA smile, man, because listen, dog, 4 weeks ago, you weren't smiling.
Yo,
I seen it on somebody's live stream. I do not remember who it was.
Yo, Hearthstone, the fact that I had to have multiple pain streams this year, and now I'm not even thinking about the pain streams, bro. That's all I'm thankful for.
Yeah, I lost my smile for a little bit. I definitely lost my smile for a little bit there.
You did, bro. You was this dude. Oh, you was that guy, man. And I was going through all of my liquor here.
You, me.
I was drinking myself into like some type of submission.
I'll tell you what, after the 49er game, I think most Giant fans were like that. I mean, 36-9, but that, that's after somebody asked me today on my video I made today. They dropped a comment. They said, "When is it that you realized that Joe Judge was the coach? Like that you think could be the long-term answer?" First off, I liked him from the beginning, but when the team fought after that game, like when they lost 36-9, and then you're going up against the LA Rams in LA, coming off a beatdown like that, and they came out and they fought and they played them all the way down to the end. Then I said to myself, even in that loss, I'm like, this guy's gonna be a good head coach. This team fights for this guy. They had every reason to lay down. They didn't. And then they doubled it down against the Bucs after they had that heartbreaking loss against the Eagles. And even in defeat against the Bucs, again, 13-point dog. You just lost in heartbreaking fashion to your arch rival, and you came out and you fought him tooth and nail. And that's kind of when I, said to myself, this is the guy. I have full belief in Joe Judge.
I just want to say I had
everybody, like, I know you want to introduce somebody coming in the chat.
I was going to say, I got a couple more subs in here, and then we're going to roll with this little mini roundtable. Shout out to Giants Opinion Sports. Not only a sub, but he's actually a member of the channel, man. Hi, Giants Opinion Sports.
And I'm gonna answer really quick to what Chris said about when did I believe? I believed in Joe Judge since very early on. I don't think it was a moment for me where I was like,
hey man, as soon as Tainah joined in, I started lagging. I'm sorry, guys. I don't think I'm.
Oh, I can hear you now, bro.
We hear you. But
I think I'm gonna have to dip out, man. Tainah killed me. You killed me. Everything's lagging.
Wait, no, Giants Opinion Sports, we can hear you, bro.
I got you loud and clear, Giants Opinion.
Yeah, we hear you, bro. I will say this. Two things. For one, did you see at the end of the game, the last game, where we got a penalty on them for unnecessary roughness, and all the Giants players are jawing at the Eagles players, and and Joe Judge gets on the field and says, "Get the back."
Yes.
Get back.
Yes.
And I was like, mind you, this guy is not even 40. He has command in the respect of those players. For him to go on that field, I couldn't see Pat Shermer doing that. I couldn't see whoever the last joker we had coaching doing that. I couldn't see Jason Garrett doing that. I seen him holding his players accountable. And I will say, I believe that our Buccaneers loss can be akin to our loss in the last game of the season against the Patriots when we won the Super Bowl. I'm not saying we're going to go on a Super Bowl run, but that game,
it's got that same feel. It's got that same feel.
Like a team that we weren't supposed to be in the game with. Yeah. We had them beat and we lost. And I think the players believed in that moment they can beat and play with anybody.
Hearthstone, I don't know if you were in here earlier when I said if by some miracle we actually end up in the playoffs, the team that's most likely going to be the 5th seed that the Giants host, because we're going to be the 4th we will be hosting, we'll most likely beat the Buccaneers.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We can get a rematch.
If the Buccaneers again, we're beating them.
We can get a rematch.
Would it be the Bucks or would it be the?
It would be the
Cardinals, maybe.
Yeah, it would be the Bucks or the Cardinals.
Bucks or the Cardinals.
Projected to be the Bucks.
Two teams that we're going to get a dress rehearsal again.
Yep,
yeah.
Two teams we
dress
play.
rehearsal against the Cardinals, and I really truly believe that. Listen, the Ravens look shaky-ish right now. Now, mind you, I picked us to completely lose to them. I don't think we'll beat them, but they shaky. And also to see how the Seahawks look vulnerable as heck right now.
Russell Wilson has more turnovers than Daniel Jones.
Yeah, and their defense is falling.
3 picks, and then it's like snap a finger.
I'm not. Again, I agree with you. I'm not picking them to win that game. But I would have, if you would have told me 4 or 5 weeks ago, are they going to compete against Seattle? I would have said no. I do think they'll compete against Seattle. That defense is not good, and Russell Wilson looks a little bit shaky. I do think the New York Giants will put up a fight against that team.
So real quick, I just want to say I got 2 more subs in the studio and Authentic. I'm going to bring on Authentic after I go through the 2 subs because I want to get their questions. They've been waiting for a minute. So the first one up is Michael. Michael, how you doing, man? What's up?
Hey, I'm doing great. Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you.
Loud and clear.
I had a question. So we're at this point in our season when we realize that we could still be playoff contenders, and then maybe we could do something better after this season, maybe 2021, 2022 season. I was thinking, should we keep Saquon Barkley? Because like you saw in the first year, he blew up. He had over 2,000 total yards, both receiving and rushing. And then in the second season, he had that high ankle sprain. And in the third season, he has this torn ACL. He's out for the rest of the season, most likely. I think that we're wasting his talent a little bit, but should he be back next season and sign another, 3 to 5 year deal with the Giants?
So real quick, to the first part of the thing you said, where you said we could be competitive in the next year or two. Tainah, I don't know if you remember. I think I first said it on your stream way back in May or April. I was I said something crazy. I was like, the Giants are going to win Super Bowl 56. I'm bringing that back on the table. I still think we can win Super Bowl 56. So that goes to your first part.
That's next year?
That's next year. That's not this year's Super Bowl. That's next year's Super Bowl.
Did you drink a little bit before this stream or what?
Nah, I said that, bro. Super Bowl 55 is what's coming up. 56, I still think we can win that. And I said that way back in May.
I won't tell you that we can't. I think we're gonna make the playoffs next year. I think we still have a small possibility to make it this year. I think we make the playoffs, and I got us between 8 and 10 wins next year.
I ain't gonna say division next year. I think we win the division next year.
We can win the division this year.
We can win the division this year.
Yeah, this year don't count. We can win the division. We can legit win the division next year in a more competitive NFC East. We can win a division next year.
I agree. I definitely agree. I think we'll be at least minimum 8 wins next year, unless we have horrible luck with injuries and stuff. But minimum 8 wins next year.
All right. By the way, the reason I asked the Saquon question is because a lot of people are forgetting who our general manager is. He is gonna make some pretty risky decisions. He hasn't really been good in the drafts and.
No. Okay. First of all, we're keeping Saquon, or at least we should keep Saquon. And if there's something to even say that we're going to keep Saquon more, is that Gettleman took him at number 2, and Gettleman is still a general manager.
Gettleman is not trading Saquon Barkley. He's not going to do that.
If Gettleman stays on as the GM, he ain't trading. First up, you're not trading Saquon Barkley. He's coming off an ACL injury. Who the hell is going to trade for a guy with an ACL injury? So
yeah, he's got to at least play next season and show that he's still got the juice. And if he does show that he's got the juice, then we're gonna pick up the 5th-year option on him.
You guys think Gettleman's gonna be back?
I'm gonna have to see at the end of the year, man.
Yeah, I can't answer that right now, Chris. I can't answer it.
Oh, by the way,
I got to say yes. I mean, I think that determines 6 wins. Gettleman's back. If we sputter out and don't really win more than 2 more games, I think he's done. But even in midseason, I look at a couple of deals he just made. They could, as a team, have egg on their face if KC wins the Super Bowl and DeAndre Baker walks away with a Super Bowl ring. How fortunate is it for that man to leave a losing team and go to arguably the best team in the league? It's always funny when that kind of stuff happens. But I think Gettleman's back. I want him back. He's performed up to my standard.
Let's go over this offseason real quick. Logan Ryan, was that a good move?
Great move.
Yeah.
Bringing Marcus Golden back on a provision where you only have to pay $5 million and then turn it into a free 6th-round pick. Was that a good move?
Excellent.
James Bradbury.
Perfect.
Good move.
Blake Martinez.
The best.
100%,
Great.
Yes.
Kyler Fackrell.
Yes.
Yeah, I give him a C plus.
Okay. So far, no bad moves.
Nope.
And,
No bad moves.
and I think we all agreed that the draft was at least good.
Yeah,
Yes.
Let's get our man's Michael thoughts, yo. Michael, what are you saying to that?
I mean, Gettleman could be kept if he stays sane and continues to make good decisions. Because like the Giants, like we know how to win. You know what I mean? Like back in 2016, NFC East was called the NFC Beast for a reason. Because every team in the division had a pretty good record. I'm pretty sure the Giants were like 11-5. So we know how to win. We just need the right parts on our team to win. You know, we need confident receivers. We need confident quarterbacks. So, yeah. So I'm pretty sure that if everything goes kind of smoothly compared to the NFC East. By the way, the NFC East throne is more like a folding chair at this point. So, yeah. So I mean, if we win the NFC East, I'm pretty sure he'll stay, and hopefully he makes some good decisions, especially in the draft and the offense and in the free agency. You know, we have a chance to get Kenny Galladay. Yeah.
Shout out to this. I can't say this because my mom is in the room. But shout out to this person for becoming a member. Thank you so much, man.
No, you can. You know what I call them? My sugar tots.
Sugar tots. What's up, sugar tots?
Sugar memories. Sugar memories.
The memories with the glamories, bro. Thank you for becoming a member.
So you know what? Here's what I think we're not thinking about, right? In regards to Dave Gettleman. Dave Gettleman, clearly based off of the moves that have been made this year, right? Off-season draft, waivers, all that, right? Dave Gettleman is a collaborative guy.
I didn't even get into the waiver stuff, by the way. He got Nick Gates, an undrafted free agent, a couple of years ago. Yeah. He signed Gano when everybody wanted Guskowski.
Yeah, I mean, like, listen,
and
he's
real
a collaborative guy. He's listening to his coaches. So like, if this team, we all can agree that this team is trending in the right direction.
Yeah.
So if he's working with the coaching staff and he's getting who they want, and the coaching staff says to Mara and Tish, we want him here because this is working, he'll be here.
Yeah, Michael, I'm gonna have to let you go, man. Any last thoughts before I switch you out?
I didn't ask my second question, did I?
Oh, my bad. I didn't even know. So ask your second question. That's on me.
By the way, I just wanted to ask Tainah, like, hopefully this doesn't count, but how's Bad Dog doing? I haven't really seen him on my recommended. But how's he doing?
He made a video today.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him on my recommended. Like, I'm subscribed to you. I'm not subscried to him.
Yeah. Bad Dog's doing well. He's still a lunatic.
Why don't you do a YouTube search for Bad Dog? I mean, or you go through your subscription list. He's there. He's posting stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
He's dancing. He's singing. He's happy.
All right. My second question is: if there was one thing you could change about this current New York Giants team, being coaching, being ownership, being any players, being trades, what would it be?
That's a good question.
If there's one thing I would change, I would try and change our wide receiving core. Or no, I got you. I will change Evan Engram. I will make it so that he's more consistent, bro. That's it.
I mean, no, but like, how about something that's like, like in like our general manager's like control? I guess like that's what I mean. It's like, who would you like to see on the depth chart that's closer to a starting job or at the starting job that's like not there right now?
Okay.
So you asking? I'm just trying to gather what exactly you're asking. Are you asking what we would do in terms of how we would manage the roster right now this year? We're not talking off season, just the roster right now.
Yeah.
Okay. You want me to start there?
Yeah, you can start. I'm kind of at a loss.
What I would do is I would gradually start to integrate the younger players into the starting lineup. I would get Austin Mack more reps at the wide receiver position. I would slowly integrate Cade out, kind of like he does with the offensive tackle. I would play musical chairs and try to get some of those younger players integrated. I would try to give Lemieux more reps. Hernandez and Lemieux playing at the same time. I'd still give Zeitler 60 to 70% of the snaps, but I would make sure I got my younger players opportunities. I would get Tate Crater back out there when he was off the IR, which should be this week. I would slowly integrate McKinney back in coming off the injury. I wouldn't give him, 70 snaps his first game, but I would slowly start to get him accustomed to the defense. But that would be my mindset. I'd want to get these younger players more reps and evaluate if they're going to be a part of this team going forward.
Hearthstone?
If you would have asked me that in the beginning of the season, I would have said, don't
Offensive
cut
line.
Ryan Connolly. But with seeing the way our linebacking core is played, especially in the middle, now mind you,
I think even right now, I choose Ryan Connolly over David Mayo because I think David Mayo is just.
Nah,
I gotta wait to see
this
how
is
him and
why,
Blake
bro.
Bucks
Brian
mesh.
Conley can't even make the field, bro. With
Listen,
the
I
Vikings.
just love Ryan Connolly, man. If you asked me in the beginning of the season what I would have done, but now hindsight, I'm happy with the linebacking core opposed to like David Mayo. Anything. So the other thing I would say is this: I would have Jason Garrett remove Evan Ingram from being the number one target for Daniel Jones on so many plays.
Yo, I want to say this.
The number
Storm
option.
He did do that, bro. And shout out to Jason Garrett.
He did it this
game.
past game.
Yeah, this past game, Ingram only had 2
about 2
catches for
targets.
15.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he must have read my mind because that has been what I've been saying most. It's not about the fact that Evan Ingram is dropping a lot of passes. They're throwing him a lot of passes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's targeted more than any other receiver on the team. And if you want to still have confidence in a guy, but at some point in time, you got to pull a guy in the chair and say, listen, if we throw you 2 passes, catch 2 passes, and then next week we'll throw you 4. If we throw you 10 and you catch 5, we can't keep throwing you 10 every week.
It's the same thing that I said in my preview video for the Eagles game. I said the Giants, up until this point, their offensive success has been extremely dependent on the tight end play, which I don't like. And in the preview, I said, Jason Garrett, please, we now have at least a quantity wide receivers that you can throw to, not necessarily quality. Shift your focus from focusing on the tight end so much to the wide receivers. That's exactly what he did. This is the first time in a long time a lot of targets went more to the wide receivers than the tight ends.
Exactly.
By the way, I would like to add on, like, speaking of like the wide receiver position, I feel like the only reason that Darius Slayton isn't really up there with the other receivers in the league is because Daniel Jones is not throwing to him. They don't really have him on Daniel Jones' throwing side. It's like our offensive line really isn't the best unit in the league right now. So Daniel Jones gets pressured a lot and needs to release the ball really quickly. But how Darius Slayton works is that he's better on dynamic plays, and sometimes they just have him lined up on the left rather his right. And so he was open like a few times.
Michael has been paying attention and he has been listening.
Pest, I'm about to rebut it partially because we've said this on the Just Chillin podcast before.
Yeah.
Now here's where I was completely on board with it before, and now I'm 50-50 because a lot of the reason is DJ straight up just didn't go through his progressions before this Eagles game. Like, look at the Buccaneers game. Darius Slayton was A, the last read on a lot of plays, but B, wide open on a lot of those plays. So it was 50-50. One, you're continuously placing him all the way over there. And then B, DJ's not making his progressions.
Yeah.
So I want to answer that question, his second question, real quick. And I'm going to materialize into Coach Pest. Okay. Here is my answer to that question, Michael. Abso-freaking-lutely nothing.
This is really good.
I change nothing. And the reason why I changed nothing is because this is how this team learns to win. Okay? We have to go through the growing pains of figuring out who we are, figuring out what we're good at, figuring out what we're not good at, and taking some of these tough losses on the chin and learning how to win. So I do not change a single thing. Okay? Spoiler to the video that I dropped tonight. This is the moment that we are all going to look back in a season or two when the Giants are kicking names and taking ass, and we'll say this was the turning point.
Hold up. You got that mixed up, bro.
No, I didn't.
Nah,
this is the turning point. This is the turning point. This is the moment when we became a good football team, because we have to take a lot of losses on the chin and take those feelings and bottle them up and use them the next week. I changed nothing.
Michael,
all right?
Michael, I'm going to have to let you go now so I can get Chris C on. He's going to be the last sub on. I'm going to get Chris C's 2 questions, and Authentic's been waiting in the studio for a minute. I'm going to get Authentic on and basically have like a 5 Giants man YouTube roundtable here. Any last thoughts, Michael?
I just wanted to say Graham Gano just tested positive.
Yeah, I made a video on that.
Also, from last season, TJ Jones, he was traded back to Penn State. He's on their roster now.
He's at Penn State?
Yeah, Penn State. TJ Jones. He was like the wide receiver, wore number 80.
TJ Jones is playing for Penn State?
Yeah.
He went back to college?
You talking about the guy that was on the Giants?
Yeah.
What the hell?
That's crazy. But hey, Michael, thank you for coming on, man. Have a good one, bro.
That is
Thanks, man.
crazy.
Appreciate you.
I didn't even know that was allowed.
What?
And shout out to Chris C. Look at that. We got another Chris on here, man.
What's
Chris,
up,
how
y'all?
you doing, bro?
What's up, Chris?
Lifetime Giants fan here. Just wanted to pop in, give my 2 cents. I'm from Jersey. I'm living in Florida now.
Jersey, stand up.
Yeah. So I've really been appreciating the offensive line play the last couple weeks. The push that we
Speaking
have
my
seen
language.
has been immaculate. The holes, beautiful. The passing game could use a little bit of work, but this young offensive line is looking really promising.
You know what?
Absolutely.
Before the year started, that's what I wanted to see more so than anything else. Everybody on here knows we've been watching this Giants team for the last decade, and the offensive line has been horrible. And I was so encouraged with what they did this offseason in the draft to try to address the offensive line. By the way, an underrated signing, a guy that was getting a lot of slack. I didn't even bring him up as a good move by Gettleman. Cam Fleming's done a good job. Cam Fleming's played really well the last 3 or 4 weeks.
I'd agree.
Even though everybody wants him out of there for Matt Baird, reasonably, because he's been playing really well. But the offensive line has just gotten progressively better every single week. You're seeing the running lanes open up. The Giants, they ran the ball 36 times last week.
Beautiful.
When's the last time the New York Giants had 36 rushing attempts?
Didn't we have like over 90 rushing yards in just the first quarter?
We had over 100 yards rushing in the first
quarter,
half the last 2 weeks.
Or first half.
Yeah, first half, over 100 the last 2 weeks.
So one draft prospect that I think is being a little bit, maybe not overlooked, but I understand that Evan Engram was a high draft pick, but Kyle Pitts looks like he could be a solid tight end for a while. And Jason Garrett loves his tight ends. I think he would be a really good addition to the offense, though I understand the need for a corner as well.
Yeah, here's the thing, Chris C. I wouldn't say tight end is within our top 3 or 4 needs. So would you take a tight end within one of your top 3 picks?
We're not gonna have a top 3 overall pick, but I would.
Well, Pitch is going first round.
Yeah, he's going first round, and I think when I see him in Florida, I've been watching some college games lately. He's dominant. It's impressive. He's like the best player on the field, other than Trask. I mean, Trask has also been playing his ass off.
I'll tell you what, Chris, a lot of my subs have brought up Kyle Pitts, and if he's as good as people say, and I've seen some of his games, if he's that dynamic, if they're in the right spot, for me, that's got to be close to the teens. But if they're in like the 12, 13 range, 14 range, and they feel like he could be that dynamic of a playmaker, I'm somewhat open to it. I still don't like Hub said, I still don't feel like it's an immediate need. But if he could fill that role and be a great blocker, be a George Kittle-like player, an all-around tight end that's a great weapon, if it's in the right spot, I wouldn't cry about it. But if we're picking in the top 10, I want nothing to do with him.
All right, fair enough. And what is everyone's prediction for the rest of the season? Just a rough record.
I'll go first. At best, I think we go 6-10.
Okay.
PTA.
I think we win 2 more games. I don't know where they're going to happen. I think we win 2 more games, and then. So
you got us at 5.
Yeah, I think we win 2 more games.
I got Rudy in here. What's going on, Rudy? I want to say hello to him. I got us beating the Bengals. I think we're going to beat the Bengals, and I think we're going to beat the Cowboys. So that's 5. So I'm going to say minimum. I'll say minimum 4 because things could go wrong. But realistically, I think we should get at least 5, and I think 6 is a realistic possibility. I'd say we have a 50 to 60% chance at 6 wins, in my opinion. I'd say it's 50-50. I think we're either going to get 5 or 6. It's 50-50 for me.
Well, I'm the optimist. I say we run the table on everybody except for Seattle and Baltimore, which would leave us with 7 wins. I think we beat Cincy. I think we beat the Cardinals. I think we beat the Cowboys. I think we're going to beat the Browns. Y'all got to forget we're going to play the Browns. We're beating the Browns.
I think we could beat the Browns.
You've been you been drinking today?
No, I'm gonna tell you. Hearthstone's not that far off.
I'm agreeing with him so far.
Were you drinking today?
Listen,
I was looking at the Browns. The Browns defense is not impressive. The Browns this year have given up the most touchdown passes to 4 different individual quarterbacks in a single game this year. They've given up 18 touchdown passes this year, and that's with a great running offense that controls the clock and helps out the defense. The Browns defense is not good. And the way that the Giants defense, I'm not picking us. I'm not saying I'm going to pick us in that game. I definitely think we have a much better chance than people
Listen,
think against the Browns.
Here's the thing. I know for sure PTA is going to go off on me and maybe Tainah as well. I don't think we have a chance against the Browns, but I think we might beat the Seahawks.
That's crazy.
You know,
that's a great chain of event.
Their defense is Swiss cheese.
The Seahawks,
You right?
the Seahawks that we're going to play is the Cowboys of Week 5 when we play them.
Listen, I was this close from getting up and walking away, and then I realized that my bottom half is just not camera ready.
By the way, Michael, was that real quick? Was that your second question?
I'm Chris, but yeah.
Oh, that's Chris.
Oh, my bad, bro. Hey, listen, I've been on here
It's
for
all
2
good.
hours now.
I
am tired.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, was that your second question, bro?
I guess I didn't really ask a first question, but that's like about the amount of time I should probably be on, right?
I don't want
If you got another question, go ahead.
Yeah, if you got another question, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, hit it.
I have to come up with one.
Let me ask you a question.
Oh, I'll take a question.
Let me ask
You didn't answer. Wait, Chris didn't answer his own question. What's your prediction, Chris?
I was saying I was agreeing with you, Heartstorm. I am being optimist. I'm an optimist, right? We have a lot of momentum going into the bye week. Joe Judge has been coaching the team so hard, so we get the bye week coaching as well, which is nice, and some rest. And then we continue the momentum, and I honestly think that it would not be crazy to see us winning 7 games.
And before you make your next point, I will tell you guys this. When we play all of these teams, if we beat the Bengals, we'll be the only team with a win streak. So when we play the next team, we'll be the only team on a 2-game plus win streak. So we will, like Chris said, I'm saying if we beat the Bengals. If we beat the Bengals, we'll have a 3-game win streak. Seattle won't be on a win streak. None of these other teams we're playing against are going to be on a win streak. We'll have momentum. That's why I'm picking us.
And of course, shout out to Authentic. I just had to add him in. I've been waiting so long to add him in. My bad.
Yeah, let's
bro. How
get
you
it.
doing,
You know,
bro?
I've been listening backstage, man. Yo.
Authentic is in the building. What's good? Hey, Authentic. You know what? I see you bouncing around so many channels. You're another dude that I want to work with, man. I want to work with you in the future as well, man. I see you everywhere, brother.
100, bro. Let's definitely do that. And I like your take when the homie asked, what would you change with the New York Giants right now? And you said absolutely nothing. I hear a lot of y'all right now, and y'all talking like this is the Giants team from 4 weeks ago, like we getting ready for a number 1 draft pick. And whoever got the TV on, turn that down, please, because I got a lot to say. And we talking all this draft talk when the Giants are probably the most trending football team right now. I heard y'all looking all crazy when somebody was talking about us beating the Browns. Bro, look at the Browns' last couple of games here. They put up 7 points against the Steelers team that we battled with. They put up what is it they put up here? They put up 6 points against the Raiders. They put up 10 points against the Texans and got a win. Yo, y'all stop stunting on the New York Giants one time. This team is definitely trending up.
If you think that, you definitely don't think that my thing is crazy, that I think we could beat the Seahawks then.
Oh, bro, I shouted you out 100 times on the show today talking about that. Look, I called the Rams beating the Seahawks simply because of Jared Goff's play. And Daniel Jones, if you tell me Daniel Jones don't remind you of Jared Goff, you smoking some good.
I'm completely with you on the Browns. Matter of fact, I think that's a near coin flip game. I really believe
definitely.
that.
Those are winnable games.
I don't think the Browns are that good. I really don't think
when you look at the Bengals and you look at the Cowboys game, those are wins. We should win. Those are teams we should beat, not teams that we can beat. The Cardinals are probably the toughest game on the schedule right now for the rest of the year. The Ravens and the Seattle Seahawks are beatable teams because Seattle has a historically bad pass defense right now, and the Giants' offense is trending up. Daniel Jones has been taking care of the ball these last couple of games. Look at Daniel Jones' stats the last 5 games. If the Giants would have had a preseason, that would have fixed all of this. I think the one thing y'all all forgot to mention, too, was that the NFC East is the division that is full of new coaches. None of these new coaches in the league right now are having a lot of success. Preseason might have been able to help that get skipped. But the reason, because preseason wasn't here with all the COVID stuff, you got to look at the first 3 games for the Giants as pretty much a buffer. And you look at this team now, we're trending on the up. We should have beat Philadelphia the first time. We should have beat the Cowboys that first run. And there's other games in there that we left, a bunch of plays out on the field. Against the Rams, we left a bunch of plays out there, came down to the last play. And same thing with the Bears, bro. Like, I'm
going to
getting
tell
the
you,
vibe.
if we were playing the Bears this week, we'd beat them.
Oh man, we would handle the Bears right now. You saw that offense last night.
I agree. I agree 100% because I was one of the main ones saying that the first 4 weeks of this season was a wash because we didn't have preseason. So I firmly believed that from the jump, like whatever happened in the first 4 games, I didn't care. Now, unfortunately, those first 4 games factor into our record in the season, and so we have to eat that. Like, I 100% agree with you in regards to the fact that the preseason hurt this team's ability. I personally think we have the best coaching staff in the division. I personally think that.
And we got the best quarterback in the division as well. You know, and I think that we're fortunate. I think that we're fortunate right now.
It's by default, but it's by default, though.
Yo, I think that we're fortunate enough to be able to have this terrible record, right? But also be in the mix right now. So Giants fans need to look at this as a blessing for real because it's not like our team is getting fluke wins right now. We just dominated a game where there was no turnovers in the whole entire game.
We should be 5-0 in the division.
Let me address this.
100% we should be 5-0. I firmly believe
we got robbed.
Yes, quick. Man. And y'all know we've been battling the refs all year. Y'all know that. I won't blame it on that.
It hurts.
Real quick. For everybody that says the Browns are this team we can't beat, this is the Browns' schedule. This is what they've done. They lost 38-6 to Baltimore. They beat the Bengals 35-30. They beat Washington 34-20. They beat the Cowboys. So their first 3 wins are Bengals, Washington, Cowboys. They beat the Colts. That's their first impressive win. They lost to the Steelers by 31. Then they beat the Bengals for a second time by 3 points. They lost to the Raiders by 10. And last week they beat a crappy Houston team by 3 points. They have one impressive win all year.
This is not going to be the get PTA to buy-in stream. Y'all are not going to get me to just buy into everything y'all say.
I'm not telling you gotta be rainbows, man. It's all on the up and up.
I have to die on this hill, damn it.
Listen, let me address super chat. Shout out to Zach Phillips to the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. He says we're gonna beat the Ravens. All Lamar can do is run. Before we get to that, literally everything Authentic said since he came on. I made a video today called "Is it really that crazy for the Giants to make a playoff push?" Every single thing this man just said, I said in that video, bro.
Dog, I'm praising you because before we went on live tonight, I watched your video and I saw the Seattle thing and I was like, I want to see his points on this. You spot on, bro. Like, we cannot be giving these Yo, Russell Wilson does this every year. First 8 games, everybody's like, he the main guy leading the MVP race. And then he tails off because teams start figuring him out. And look at Seattle. Their running backs get hurt every year. There's a reason for that. There's a reason why they can't keep a healthy running back.
Let me ask you a hypothetical. Eagles play at the Browns, Seattle next 2 games. Let's say they lose those 2 games. They're going to be an underdog in both. Let's say they lose those 2 games. And we beat Cincinnati. We have a half-game lead with 5 games to play. Are we the favorites to win the division at that point?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with
because I think that's what's going to happen. I think
Tainah, check this out. Look at these Eagles. Look at this stretch of games that the Eagles have in a row here. Where they
we
play
were just talking about this on Philly
the
Notions
Saints,
channel.
The Cardinals. That could be 4 straight losses right there, yo.
L's on the Eagles schedule, and that's the thing that kind of gives me a little bit of a cause for pause. I'm looking at this schedule and I'm like, yo, this is a lot of L's I'm seeing coming up for the Eagles, and so like I don't want to have no crazy false hope, right? I don't get down like that. I'm a 1 game at a time guy. I'm sorry, it's because I'm a coach and that's how we think.
Nah, that's real.
I'm a 1 game at a time guy. I can't start thinking about whether we can win this division or not. But when I look around us, I'm saying, wait a minute, there is some opportunity here.
Hey, PTA, and look at our coaching staff, what they've been saying all week. They've been saying exactly what you're saying right there. We're not even looking forward towards what's going to happen in this division. We just got to be 1-0. You heard Pepper say it in the press conference like 3 times. You heard Daniel Jones say it. You heard Joe Judge say it. So as part of the team, they got to focus on 1 win at a time. But me as a fan looking at this from the outside bubble, right? The Giants are playing great football right now. That's the thing. I even put Washington as having a better chance at getting the division maybe than Philly because Washington has an easy schedule.
Yeah.
They do.
You know, Giants got a kind of tough schedule because we're a mixture of like some games that I feel like we should win. The Bengals, the Browns, and the Cowboys game to me are games we should win. But outside of that, the Cardinals and the Ravens game, those are going to be tough games. And the Seattle Seahawks game is going to be a tough game. But like Hub said, Seattle's a winnable game. And right now, if the Ravens can't get it together, you got to understand understand that the Giants are winning games on the back of their defense. We closed out this game against the Eagles with 4 straight stops, 2 turnover on downs and 2 punts to get that win. This defense is the definition of bend, don't break.
I love listening to that.
Hey, Tainah, they didn't even convert on a third down in that
Oh,
whole
it's not at the
game.
third
They
down.
were 0 for 9.
Awesome.
Come on,
third down has been our kryptonite all year
Yes,
long.
you know
Listen,
that.
I said from the very beginning that this defense was going to be the reason why we win games. All right. And this defense has been the reason why we have either A, been close in a game, or B, won a game. All right.
Yes.
This defense is everything for us right now.
I just want to
Facts.
get Chris. I'm gonna have to get you off now, bro. Chris,
All right, have a good night, y'all.
Yeah,
Hey, peace, Chris.
Hey,
Chris
thank you.
had some of the best questions.
Yeah.
Some of that draft talk, man, they acting like, yo, we about to get Trevor Lawrence still. I've been telling people, man, Daniel Jones is the Giants quarterback. And with the Dave Gettleman thing, expect him back. It's not about a win thing at this point. It's about how the team is playing. And I agree with Tainah when he said we need to get a cornerback in the draft, because look at the numbers of where our defense is ranked right now. Our pass rush is popping. The only thing that's not translating is go look at the Giants against the pass. That we're allowing a lot of passing yards per game, which our rush is not translating to our secondary actually making more plays. And the reason for that is because our second cornerback has been garbage all year. Ryan Lewis he's not the one. He's just not the one.
Could
I
you
got him
imagine?
up and down. He's not the one.
Could you imagine if we had a guy that was close to Bradbury on the other side in terms of
Oh,
talent?
my goodness.
Yo,
What
no
that
one
would
would be
do
able to
for
do
the pass
anything
rush
against
that
us.
we already
Oh my
have.
God. Oh my God. No one will be able to do anything against us because we've got monsters in the trenches, okay? Everybody was sleeping on the pickup of Big Cat. Everybody was angry about it, and I'm like, yo.
How's that trade look now, Gettleman haters?
Right.
Exactly.
How's that trade look now, Gettleman haters?
Y'all don't understand. Y'all don't understand how many battles I fought coming up into the season on Twitter, on YouTube, on other people's channels. Like, yo, y'all sleeping on Big Cat. Big Cat gonna be a difference maker. All right.
Facts.
And then you pair him with Dexter Lawrence. All right. You pair that with Dalvin Tomlinson, BJ Hill. Yo, our interior defensive line is God squad, but people sleeping on them.
Yeah, they're still sleeping. And they're being effective in the pass rush without dominant people on the edges. Don't forget, we got 2 guys on the injury report right now, 1 on IR. So when those guys come back next year, things should be popping. And the whole thing, the other thing that I can't stand, I heard y'all talking about this earlier, right? The whole thing about Saquon Barkley being injury prone, right? The year that he had the high ankle sprain, he came back in 3 games and rushed for 1,000 yards. Don't tell me that was an injury-prone year. This is really the only year that we haven't seen Saquon in the lineup for real. And we're talking about a guy with 2,000-yard years being banged up in both years for real.
Before anybody responds, I got a couple super chats to get to, and I completely agree with Authentic. When that question came up, I was like, I think people are already forgetting what Saquon Barkley is. Shout out to Brett Quokka. For the $2 super chat. Thank you so much, man. He says, McKinney, Zimenez, and Crowder coming back is big. I completely agree. Shout out to Raymond C. for the $2 super chat as well. He says, if this was the Avengers, entertaining is cap. And we do have a couple people on here, man.
I like
Thank
that.
you. And then shout out to Word for another membership. Thank you for joining the team, Word.
Word's
Oh yeah, Word is the homie, always in the chats, man.
Hey,
yeah,
you know-
and the Evan Engram thing too. I want to talk about that too because the targets being high, there's a reason for that too. I'm one of the guys who still got faith in Evan Engram because I see the skill set with my eyes. It's kind of like when Daniel Jones was struggling with the fumble issues and then started this year with the interception issues. Tainah will tell you, I'm in every chat telling them, yo, have faith in the boy. This is our quarterback. He's going to clean this up. And he's the kind of quarterback that if you clean up the turnovers, he's going to be at the top of the league.
Well, Authentic, you're talking about Barkley coming back. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about if we bring Gallman back, which I hope that we do. With Barkley, you got that dynamic, this emerging offensive line, which is only going to be better next year. Could you imagine with an above-average offensive line, the RPO threat with Daniel Jones's legs and Saquon Barkley?
It will be ridiculous.
And you get a weapon on the outside.
It will be ridiculous. Teams will not know how to scheme against that, man.
Listen, this is why I've constantly been saying that although we're unhappy, right, with the record, and we're unhappy with the results of these games because we're all Giants fans and we want to see our team win, you should be happy about the future. This team is on the cusp of being a great team, man. We're just missing a couple of pieces.
In 2 weeks, that literally changed. You literally seen the future of the team. I mean, for us optimists, we saw it building. Like every game, I was more looking for the positives than the negatives. Every game, I was saying, hey, defense looks more and more respectable. We're actually playing football on defense. We couldn't get off the field on third down, but we were still playing football. We seen pressures start to become sacks. We seen pass defense start to become tip ball, start to become some interceptions. We already got 8 interceptions on the season. Last season, we had 10 total. We got 8 already this season.
Giants are second in takeaways too, you know, and they're one underneath what they had last year.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And if you look at that turnover margin, we were always minus. So even when we're giving up turnovers,
-17 to even.
Yeah.
Listen. So that is coaching. That is no preseason for a team that was a bunch of guys thrown together. So you got to know. Basically, the first 4 games was preseason. Now you can say nobody else had a preseason, but we needed a preseason more. Rookie coach,
new coaches, all 3 new coaches.
A bunch of injuries. You forget all the injuries. The whole defense is all new. We got 2 guys that was really there if you think about it, because Lorenzo Carter was just coming on. Then we had the injuries. Man, listen, like the caller, somebody just chimed in, the super chatter. Xavier McKinney, I can only imagine if he had been there all season. He wasn't. Could you imagine if Saquon had? But it might be a good thing that Saquon was hurt.
Yeah, a lot of this might be a good thing because James Bradbury's situation is the same way. If the things don't happen to DeAndre Baker, then we don't see a James Bradbury or maybe a Logan Ryan, and both those guys are balling out too.
I want to address. I want to address what Kenny said in the chat. There, he said, "We are a bend but don't break defense because we have no pass rushers." I disagree. I think we're a bend but don't break defense because we don't have a second cornerback.
Yeah,
I think if we have a second cornerback, it's going to enable us to be able to get even more pressure because we're going to have that extra second to get after the quarterback. And this scheme pulls. You want to get pressures through coverage. That's what they're trying to do with this team.
Yeah,
and I think we need that.
I will say this really quick. We're seeing now with a decent secondary and a decent linebacking core, stopping us from getting gouged across the middle from the running back and the tight end, and James Bradbury on that corner being blanketed on guys is helping Leonard Williams convert those pressures to sacks.
Yeah, that's real.
I think we're a bend but don't break defense by design. I don't think it necessarily has anything to do with our roster, with our personnel.
I disagree with you there, though. I disagree with you there.
I don't know.
Why you think Patrick Graham is running a lot of 3-man rushes on third down? You think he wants to drop back in zone and play soft coverage? Entertainer, I'm in them chats, and me and Bad Dog be losing our mind off that soft coverage.
He doesn't trust the other corner.
He don't trust the other corner.
Probably not. I just don't know when I think of good defense, right? A good defense keeps everything in front of them. Okay, most teams are not going to have 2 shutdown corners. Most teams are not going to have shutdown linebackers. So it's a matter of keeping everything in front of you on defense, right? And all right, cool. You're going to drive up the field, but when you get in this red zone, you ain't getting nothing. Like you're not getting nothing because
the Giants credit, they're 5th in the league in red zone defense.
Right,
they're great. They're great in the red zone on defense.
Here's the thing. Because I'm materializing into Coach Pest again. Here's the thing. Okay, the red zone is so difficult to score points in the red zone. It is so hard because you have an additional defender, which is the back end of the end zone, right? So the field is shrunk. There's not enough room. There's not enough space. So like the good defenses are going to want to keep everything in front of them by design. Now, if you have good pass rushers, then you don't necessarily have to play so much soft zone. I agree. Okay.
Yeah.
Third down, third and long. We're playing soft zone because we don't have the personnel to shut everything down. Right.
But it's a cornerback situation too, because when you if you want to play tight coverage on third down, you better have guys on the outside that can go man to man.
Oh, of course.
And so then at free safety, we're kind of lacking there with the Xavier McKinney, the hope that we have for him actually. So you're scheming for that free safety as well. Now I see it all the time with Ryan Lewis and Yadam. They 10 yards off the ball on 3rd and 4. Why? Why is that? And I think that's a personnel thing because they know they can't get beat deep. You get another corner. Imagine if we had Janoris Jenkins on that other end. Imagine that.
It doesn't got to be a shutdown corner. It's got to be a good corner.
Just
and
a good
yeah,
corner.
shout out to Raymond K for the $2 super chat again. He says thoughts on DeAndre Baker to KC. Let me
Good
get you
luck.
guys' thoughts real quick on that. PTA says good luck, Tainah. What
Good
do
luck,
you say?
brother.
Listen, man. A lot of people pointed to Gettleman for that. That was not a Gettleman decision. That was a Joe Judge decision. To not bring him back. Gettleman.
100%.
It makes Gettleman look bad that they're moving on. He traded up to get him. So, in my opinion, that was a Joe Judge decision. And Joe Judge, I'm going to trust what he's doing here. You know, the guy's building a culture. He's trying to build a football team his way. DeAndre Baker had a reputation to begin with of slacking off last year. He wasn't going to the voluntary meetings this year when the season started. Joe Judge said, screw this guy. This guy's not a part of my football team. At the end of the day, culture is more important than talent at this point in time. He has a young team. He's trying to build a winning culture. Once you build that, that's when you bring in those extra pieces to try to win a Super Bowl. But right now, he's trying to get guys that'll buy in, and I think he let him go because he doesn't feel like DeAndre Baker's a guy that'll buy in.
And further proof of that is how he handled the whole Golden Tate situation. I mean, you're talking about one of your first of all, your wide receiver room is teeny tiny itty bitty to begin with, and then you bench one of your starting wide receivers. Listen, he's out here. He is setting the tone.
He benched Andrew Thomas.
He benched Andrew. Yes, he benched Andrew Thomas. Like, hey, you late? Sit on down. Listen, everybody is accountable. Everybody is held accountable. I don't care where you were drafted, where you were picked, how much you get paid. I don't care. All right, you come here, you do things the right way, or you sit your ass down. And that's the case with DeAndre Baker. All right, just like Chris said, this dude wasn't involved in any of the voluntary things that were going on before the season. He wasn't interacting with his teammate. He wasn't talking to the coaches. But I tell you where he was. He was at a party gambling. Nah.
In the heart of the pandemic, by the way.
Right.
See you later, bro. You
Day it opened up.
Yeah.
Authentic, your thoughts?
Peace out.
Yeah, I mean, with what everyone said here, I mean, that's pretty much, I'm in agreement with that. The one thing I'll add to it is for the Kansas City Chiefs, it's a good move for them because they're pretty much going to get a free first-round pick at cornerback, and they have struggled on the defensive side of the ball this year. That defense has took a step back from that Super Bowl run that they had last year, and their rankings have definitely fell. So I know they could use another corner over there, and Baker has the raw talent, I think, to do it, but I've always questioned his football IQ. He seems like he's just kind of playing off his
when I
skill set.
had you on, we literally, I think we both said not to insult the man, but he ain't the brightest knife in the box.
You could see it right in his face. You can see it by the way he speak. And that's
There
what
was
I
a
was
quote. Somebody said somebody literally said he's dumber than dirt. There was a quote. There was a quote. It was I forgot who said it, but somebody said it.
I want to say this, okay? Because when this DeAndre Baker situation happened, I said nothing, okay? I purposely did not talk about it because I'm a firm believer of let's let the system play out and let's see what happens to this kid, okay? I am happy that this kid's going to get an opportunity to go and do what I think he loves, right? I think he loves football. I'm super happy that this kid's going to go and have this opportunity, and I hope that this situation is a wake up call for him, and I hope he turns into a beast. And does it make us look like, hey, Giants, why'd you not keep this guy? Sure, but I want everyone to be successful in life. Okay, you will never hear me say someone needs to get fired. You will never hear me say someone needs to get cut. Okay, if I don't want someone on the team, Engram, I will say that he needs to be traded so he can go somewhere else and try to ball out. Okay, I am a firm believer that everybody should have an opportunity to feed their family and do what they love. So I hope that this kid wakes up and realizes I got a second chance at a golden opportunity that I squandered the first time. I'm gonna go out here and ball out. I'm gonna be rooting for the kid. I'm not.
I was
gonna
use that same word you used, and it's the second opportunity. He deserves a second opportunity to try to prove himself. You saw it happen with Mike Vick, even though it was later on in his career. Mike Vick came back with the Eagles, cleaned it up, and had some of the best years of his career. So I mean, I'm with you on that. I like to see people win. I want to spread positivity for sure. He deserves that second chance. But if he go over there and he's talking, all that, I don't know the playbook stuff and all that, then he could see his way out of the league. I wouldn't care.
HSM, your thoughts, bro? What you doing, man? You walking around, drinking, eating, bro?
Yeah, right now I am on to my next snack. I'm eating pomegranate right now, man. So I'm cutting up. Listen, I'm all over the place. I'm a night owl, so I'm gonna be up all night. Had a little online feud because he said some what I felt was racially motivated.
Big Blue Entertainment, I think.
Big Blue Entertainment, yeah, derogatory remarks about DeAndre Baker, and I felt the need to defend that and call him out on it. Like, you know what I mean? When he put the video, I mean, he put the thumbnail of DeAndre Baker with a dunce cap on his head, whatever the case be. It was just like every time he showed a picture of him, it was his mug shot. And I had some feelings about that. And I did say, you know, let that situation play out. I did a video about that a couple of times. I just did a recent video about that. So I will say this. I am thankful that the situation has played out. I'm thankful that the young man has another chance. Read some of his recent comments, and he talked about, you know, being around the wrong crowd, having the wrong people around him. He actually addressed that in his life. I think seeing a situation where it unfolds with people you thought you could trust in some degree, like let you down, turn their back on you, and also basically put your life at risk or your livelihood at risk, that's a huge wake-up call. I think teams with good structure, like the Kansas City Chiefs, can take on problems like that. And I don't think he'll be a problem, like you said, like with Vic. I don't think he'll be a problem in the foreseeable future. I don't think he's a Pac-Man Jones, a type of guy that's going to get into 1, 2, 3, 4 altercations before he finally gets it straight. So
they gave Pac-Man a rack of second chances.
They gave Pac-Man a rack. Yeah, exactly.
He got so many second chances.
Yo, I remember, like, I'll be like, how is this dude still in the league returning punts?
Because Pac-Man kept eating pellets and goats, and high scores kept getting one-ups.
So I don't know, you know, so I will say, you know, I again, hope the young man gets a good chance. I mean, he's got a good chance. If he keeps his nose clean, he could be playing in the Super Bowl this year. And, you know, yeah, that's my thoughts on the DeAndre Baker to KC. I'm not mad at the Giants for cutting him because my thing was the judgment calls and decision makings. Sometimes you make mistakes. You can't just sorry them away. Sometimes you got to take the punishment. The punishment could be losing your multi-million-dollar contract, sitting out for half the season. That is how you learn. You know, that's, you know, if you put your hand in the fire, you got to get burnt to know it's hot. You put your hand in fire and you didn't get burned, and somebody just told you not to put your hand in fire, you keep putting your hand in fire. So, you know, I think he took his licks, and I don't think the Giants were wrong for doing what they did. They had to move on. Like you said, decision making.
Yeah,
could have been, wasn't in the team meeting, but was at a house party playing Madden for money. Their lives might have got him cut from me.
Shout out to during like the first week of the pandemic.
Yeah.
Shout out to Raymond Craig real quick for the $2 super chat again. He said, just subscribe to Authentic. Keep helping each other out. Guys, go over to each of these guys' channels. Subscribe to them. Authentic in the Beard, PTA Sports. Of course, the Entertainers Talking Sports. I'm pretty sure everybody is here.
Everybody's already subscribed to Entertainers Talking Sports. He's YouTube Yoda. You already subscribed to that, man. He's the GOAT.
No. You guys are the GOATs. You guys are the GOATs.
You the GOAT, bro. You the GOAT. You know it.
So
I appreciate all you guys.
Word. I'm gonna go around. I'm gonna start with Tainah. Do you think Nick Gates is the future center?
Yep, I do. I don't know if it's, you know, I definitely think he's the 2021 center. Nick Gates has played progressively better over these last 3 or 4 weeks. You could definitely see his improvement in play. I think he's going to end up being the leader of the offensive line. Somebody asked me that question on my stream the other night. That guy's got some attitude. He's got some spunk. And, you know, you look back at that New York Giants great offensive line in 2008, and they didn't have all first-round picks. A couple of those guys were undrafted or they were late draft picks. You don't always need to be a first, second, third-round pick. It's about cohesion. It's about playing together, being great as a unit. And I like Nick Gates. I like Nick Gates a lot. And if he doesn't work out at the center, you can move him around. But he's played well for the New York Giants the last 3 or 4 weeks. I think he deserves a lot of credit. And, yeah, and you listen to Colombo. I trust Colombo. Colombo's one of the best offensive line coaches in the sport. He's come out and said recently that he thinks he could be one of the best centers in the league. So I'm all aboard the Nick Gates train. Absolutely.
HSM?
Hey, yeah, I'm seconding that. I was looking at Shane Lemieux like we all were preseason. Like with Shane Lemieux take over and be the center. Now Shane Lemieux looks really good at guard, and the offensive line is making great improvements. Again, I wouldn't touch the offensive line right now. I'm not a huge Fleming fan, but we've been getting a lot more push on the right side. I'm seeing Alfred Morris running on his side of the ball a lot. And like you said, as a cohesive unit, the offensive line is gelling. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I mean? So I'm with that.
PTA?
I'm sold on Gates. I think Gates has been doing really, really well. When I do my film review for my breakdowns, I tend to really pay a lot of attention to the offensive line. Like I'll watch So I watch the games over and over and over again because I'm a film junkie. Sometimes.
You're a lunatic.
Yeah, I am. So I'll spend like the entire run through of the game just focusing on the offensive line. And a couple of things that I really like about Nick Gates. He's fearless, man. Nick Gates is just a fearless dude. All right, you're willing to fight. You're willing to fight Aaron Donald.
That was awesome.
You're willing to fight Aaron Donald. I'm good with you.
Aaron Donald bench presses like six. That's not even an exaggeration. He bench presses 600, bro.
Yeah. You're
Nick Gates won everybody over with that.
Yeah. I was like, okay. I like the spunk. I like the fight. He's been doing a good job in terms of calling the checks for the line. I've noticed that he's gotten better at that. Which is what the center's job is.
His snapping has gotten a lot better. The first 3 or 4 games, the snapping was bad. That's gotten a lot better.
That was my next move. So the center's job essentially is to call the checks at the line for your entire offensive line. He's done a really good job calling out the checks. I've noticed that he's gotten better at doing that. Communication between the line, and his snapping has gotten way better. So I am okay with Gates being here. In my world, in my opinion, it's his job to lose at this point. So he continues to do what he does. I'm good with it.
And I shout out to Raymond K. He says Entain's the GOAT. You guys are all great. Thank you. And Authentic, your thoughts?
I love Nick Gates, man. And the game against the Rams made me a believer right off the bat. We struggled there for about a year and a half. Jalapeno playing center, who had a little bit of hype coming in. I know Giants fans were real high on him going to center. Didn't pan out and ended up getting the injury. And to see Nick Gates, man, come in there and just be feisty and just battling, man, I love what I'm seeing out of him. And, going against the Eagles in this last game, you see when you have a problem at center, what it can look like. I mean, there was like 6 low snaps in that game.
That's Jason Kelsey. That's a pros that would look terrible.
Yeah, which is crazy, man. So I'm sold on Nick Gates. I love him as a pawn in this offensive line scheme because they all young guys now, and they're going to grow with Daniel Jones. And PTA was talking about the communication aspect of things too. Like, you remember the first couple weeks, Daniel Jones wouldn't even audible at the line. And now you're seeing all kind of things happening at the line.
Every play.
Yo, you see how they're using a strong count?
How about the hard count?
Oh, my God.
He caught, was it 97 on the Eagles D-line on the hard count?
Yeah, man, they've been killing the hard count, man, and you just see like sharpness at the line, and a lot of times you see the hard count, and then you'll see him recognize the blitz, and everybody's making an adjustment, and they're making an audible, and then the play comes out to be a good play. Like, that's what I want to see, not only out of my quarterback, but also out of my starting center as well.
Here's another kudos to Nick Gates on Gallman's second touchdown, right? And if you guys haven't went and checked out the Joe Judge film breakdown that he does every week, this one was especially good. The one he did this week was especially good. And I noticed this, and then I saw him talk about it, and I was like, yes,
I know exactly what play you talking about.
Okay, on the second touchdown by Gallman, okay. If you look at that play, right, and you'll see it if you watch the film breakdown on the Giants website. First and foremost, the offensive line did a great job, but the play by Nick Gates, he's one-on-one on the defensive tackle playing a zero technique, and he got such good push. That's the main reason why Gallman just kind of made his way into the end zone. It was mostly because of Nick Gates one-on-one against a zero technique. Great push, great double team by the rest of the offensive line. Super good push. The push was so good that every Giant was in the end zone.
And that's what I was going to bring up, man. When Joe Judge said that, I was like, this is my kind of coach, man. He literally said, if you on the 1 yard line and you run the ball, and if all your players don't end up in the end zone, we didn't do something right. And on that play, every 11 Giants were in that end zone when he scored. And that's what you want to see on the goal line.
And you're right. Gates was leading it. It literally was a V in the end zone with him and Bowman went straight up the middle, man.
It's incredible. The push the push. Another thing I'm thinking about is, sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Right.
I just said no holes necessary.
Oh, no holes necessary. Yeah. The other thing I'm thinking about as we're talking about the offensive line, because I love the offensive line, but the other thing I'm thinking about, tell me one unit on this team, whether it's the quarterback, whether it's the O-line, whether it's the D-line, whether it's the secondary. Tell me one unit on this team that has not dramatically improved since week 1.
Good one. Not
Evan
one.
Engram.
Everybody has improved.
Evan Engram.
All right, you got me. You got me.
I even think Evan Engram has performed better because look, he drops the catch against the Eagles. It's a fingertip grab. I remember when you saw the replay, I always tell you his fingers were like this when he dropped the pass. The one that he caught just last week or against Washington actually 2 weeks ago, it was almost the same over-the-shoulder throw. The throw was a little bit farther, and he still made the catch.
I respect you so much, and I respect that opinion, but that just makes me hate Evan Engram more. Ever since that Eagles catch, he's been making tougher and tougher catches.
And that's the thing about him, bro. Look, I had a baseball coach that used to say this to me all the time. He'd be like, bro, like you make all the spectacular catches, but when it's just a basic-ass pop fly, you struggling. Like, why is that? And I think with Evan Engram, a lot of it has to do with technique. In the offseason, they're going to have to focus on his technique. If you look at the third and I want to say it was a 3rd and 16 that he dropped after the Eagles drop, where he came back to the ball and he was facing the quarterback. You know this as a coach, PTA.
Yeah, it was like a 30-yard pass that would have put him in field goal range.
Right, and he dropped it, and it was a pass right on his numbers, but he had his palms. He had his palms up. I played wide receiver. You know that. When that ball coming right down at the numbers, you don't put the palms up. You go like, you put the diamond like you from Rockefeller. You know what I'm saying?
Rockefeller, baby. You Rockefeller that bad boy. You Rockefeller, you rack, and you bring it in.
Corner of the end zone snag that he caught.
Oh, my God. That was amazing.
Yes,
man, Evan, you pissed me off, Evan.
You got to get them feet down.
Well, how about the catch he made that wasn't a catch that when he was out of bounds this week? Where it was
that's the one I thought he was talking about.
Oh, that's what he was talking about. Yeah.
The one-handed joint.
Yeah.
Dirty son of a.
It's like you're making
and he
all
made
of
the other
this,
catch,
bro.
the third down.
Yeah,
catch
exactly.
Where it was
Yeah. So now with Evan Engram, he's under one more year of contract, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think you let him play out the contract, and then when the time is done, you make the decision then. Because I mean, even if you look at Daniel Jones, I know it's not the same kind of years that he's been on the field. He's only in his second year here. But if you would have pulled the plug on Daniel Jones like week 5, week 6, he would have looked really bad. And
Can
now
you
you
believe
look
that
at
there
him,
were fans saying to put Colt McCoy in?
I couldn't believe people were saying that.
There was actually. You're
A
lying.
bunch of them, bro.
There were
A bunch of
fans.
them.
There were.
A bunch of them.
Twitter was going. You know how active I am on Twitter, Kush. Twitter was going.
There were fans saying to fire Joe Judge after week 6.
Yeah.
Banana. Going banana.
Some of our fans want us to be the Cleveland Browns.
They do.
And I said it in my video.
Relax.
If you're talking about benching Daniel Jones this season, you were talking about firing Joe Judge and Dave Gettleman. You're the Browns.
Yeah.
Like that's what you're signing yourself up to become, the Browns.
Yeah.
Or the Redskins. Like you're talking about putting Colt McCoy in, you're the Redskins now.
And both those teams you named, go look at how many quarterbacks they've had since we've had Daniel Jones and Eli Manning. You talking like 20 quarterbacks. So I'm telling you, man, any fan that says tank, I don't take them seriously. Because this is the highest level of football, bro. You can't be tanking. I won't even tank games in Pee Wee if I'm a coach. I'm not tanking no games. I don't care what we get at the end of the season.
You know how hard it is to tank at this level
We
in
have
the
fans
first place?
talking about tanking after week 2.
It's crazy.
Listen, I'll tell you
People
this.
writing articles about
I'll
it. People
tell you
making
this,
videos about it after week 2.
I'll tell you this.
It's just ridiculous.
Sajid has a pretty good point here, bro. It is Twitter. Sajid got a pretty good point right here. I'm gonna just put that out there.
That's true. That's very true.
I'm not saying they're smart fans.
Sajid has a comment right here that says tank for Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, he's also a troll.
So what we talking here? You know what I'm saying? Yo, I'm not tanking for nothing, bro. The objective is to win the games. And people get so caught up in playing Madden and all this stuff. They want these superstar quarterbacks. Man, I've been using this example all week, Tainah. There was a guy on your Q&A last week. He was outside in the dark when he was giving you his take on things. And he told you about all the quarterbacks that have been to a Super Bowl and won Super Bowls with the Giants. Come on now. We talking about Phil Simms, Jeff Hostetler, Kerry Collins, and Eli Manning, who I said none of these guys were ever the definitive top guy in the league ever. All you need is guys that are capable. Put the right pieces around them, and you're going to win games. We saw it with Eli Manning. We got 2 Super Bowls. You know what I'm saying? I'm old enough to be one of the people that saw both those Super Bowls, and I saw the Super Bowl in '90 when the Bills missed the kick. You know what I'm saying?
I've seen every Giants Super Bowl that we've played in. I've seen
and that might make us a little bit more grateful and understand like how a team can make a run where like a lot of these new age fans, they looking at Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, right? Who let's take away Patrick Mahomes, and I told you this, Tainah, on your show like last week or something like that. Both those other guys only got 1 Super Bowl.
Yep.
And it's because they're not putting weapons around Aaron Rodgers. Donald Driver and Greg Jennings were legit wide receivers, and that's why Aaron Rodgers excelled. Granted, he's a great quarterback, got all the skill set you could possibly want in a quarterback, but let's be real, you got to put pieces around any player. Look at Patrick Mahomes. Look at them weapons they got over there on offense, bro. That is a Pro Bowl
Ridiculous.
team.
And he's got Andy Reid. He's got Andy Reid.
And he got Andy Reid.
Andy Reid made Todd Pinkston look good. He made James Thrash look good.
Yep.
You know, you got the most brilliant offensive mind in the sport, and I'm not taking away anything from Pat Mahomes, but you put a lot of quarterbacks in that situation, and they're winning a lot of games. Alex Smith won 12 games the year before.
I think people forget that Pat Mahomes, if he's not there, could be what Deshaun Watson is right now, a great quarterback in a horrible situation.
100.
Pat Mahomes on the Giants ain't winning more than 7 games.
Nope.
Yeah,
maybe 8.
I'm with you on that.
He ain't winning
And he would probably lead the league in sacks. In taking sacks. But the one thing that I like about Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, right, is the rapport with him and his offensive line. And this goes for any good quarterback who has a lot of time. I think Aaron Rodgers is the same way. The reason why they could sit back there in the pocket and just look down the field is because they trust their offensive lineman a certain way. So when they make these little shifty cuts in the pocket, they know how to gain leverage in the pocket very easy. Look at some of these throws Aaron Rodgers makes, man. It looks like Tony Romo back when Tony Romo was with the Cowboys, just literally sitting back there for 7-8 seconds before he throws the ball and then launching it down the field to Devontae Adams.
Aaron Rodgers got a great offensive line. That's one thing you could say. I love Aaron Rodgers. I think he's the most talented quarterback I've ever seen, but he's got an offensive line. There's no doubt about it. And he's got a great ground game with Aaron Jones. That definitely helps him out.
Oh, love Aaron Jones, man. If they could get just like one more weapon. And I thought the kid, I can't remember his name. He starts with an L, last name like Lazar.
Lazard. Yeah.
I thought he could be that piece. He could step up and be that second kind of weapon for him.
He's a big dude.
Yeah, he's a big dude, and he reminds me of a down-the-field threat kind of vibe of like what they were doing with Scotty Miller in Tampa Bay previous to AB getting there. Even though Scotty Miller's a smaller kind of guy, the targets seem similar. Like you wait for the play action, you wait for the big play, and then you target him. But I know he got banged up early in the year, and I'm sure that's setting him back. But the Packers this year, I think that they're set up to make a good run this year if they can rely on that run and not get beat by the run like they did last year against the 49ers. You know, they got gashed.
I was going to say, if the Packers could get out to a lead, they're tough to beat. But if they get behind with that run defense, and that run defense ain't any better this year. They've been getting gashed.
They got worse. They lost Martinez.
Yeah, they can't win. If they're down by 2 scores, they ain't going to win because I know Aaron Rodgers can keep them in the game, but they can't stop the run.
Yeah, that's real.
And I see somebody says you forgot about Devontae Adams. He's just one dude, bro.
Yeah, he really is.
Great
he's
as
just
Devontae
one dude.
Adams is, he's just one guy.
So look, I'll ask y'all this on the panel: do you take Donald Driver and Greg Jennings, or do you take Devontae
by himself?
one guy?
Devontae by himself? No,
give me the two. Give me the two.
Yeah, right.
I'm taking the two.
Yeah, Driver Jennings. Stop playing.
It's easy.
Playing.
And Jennings is the kind of guy who I was like, I don't know why his career it ended kind of abruptly. I feel like because he was balling. I can't remember if
he went to Minnesota. He went to Minnesota.
And then he did go to Minnesota. Yup.
Yeah.
Didn't Jennings also end up in Minnesota at one point?
That's what I thought he said. It was
yeah. Greg Jennings was in Minnesota. Yup.
Yeah.
Donald Driver, I think, just retired a Packer. I think, right? Did he?
I think Driver retired a Packer. He also had Randall Cobb, who was good for them.
And Randall Cobb was solid. I was kind of upset that didn't work out with the Cowboys, but kind of happy at the same time because it's a division rivalry.
He actually played well for the Cowboys last year. He had like 800 yards for them last year.
He was competing with Gallup, as a rookie, and that was tough for him. I feel like, and I feel like there was somebody else over there.
Jermichael Finley, Christopher Jermichael Finley was a dog.
Oh, he was a beast.
He was a good tight end for a couple of years. Yeah.
Was he on that Super Bowl team though?
I don't remember.
I think
nah. He came later.
He wasn't, right?
The 3
remember.
And they struggled with running back that year. I can't remember who the running back was for them, but they didn't run the ball a lot.
Was that Ryan Jones? Was he the running back on that Packers team? I can't even remember.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember.
The last back I remember is Ryan Grant.
That's what I meant. Ryan Grant. That's what I meant. I think Ryan Grant was the back on that team.
Was he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a solid back. Right around 1,000 yards.
He's from Jersey, isn't he?
Oh, word.
I think he's from Jersey, Ryan Grant.
Shout out to PJ Jabartha. He was on the stream today, actually, guys. He with $2 super chat. He says, does Saquon's ACL tear make him injury prone or nah? Nah. It's still very, very early in my opinion.
I like the nah.
It's like still very, very early in his career to call him injury prone, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I won't call him injury prone. Here's okay. All right, let's talk about football, y'all. Here's what y'all gotta realize, right? Because we always call players injury prone, right? But here's the deal. Today, right now, as we're talking, every single player, right, that gets a high amount of snaps is injured right now. Okay?
Yep,
every single player is hurt. it is very unlikely as a football player that you will get through a season and be like, I feel great.
Fact.
No, man.
I like how you use the word hurt. I like how you use hurt. That's a nod to the program. Y'all ain't know.
I got a good example for y'all. Eli was known as the Iron Man. You can't tell me Eli was never hurt during his 15,
He
16
played with
years.
plantar fasciitis.
I was going to say plantar fasciitis. There is
injured, two different
has
things.
never been a time for me, right? As a semi-pro player, there was not a single season that I wasn't hurt
Man,
all
I'm hurt
year
now.
long. Listen, I'd get home from a game and I wouldn't be able to walk. I'd be so just so broke off from the game. And then the next day I'd be like, I don't even want to get out of bed. All right. So we sit here and we talk about injury prone. Everyone's injury prone because everyone's hurt. Yeah. Everyone.
Eli Manning probably broke every rib in his body in that 49er game.
Yo, why do you
had the
why
shoulder
do you think
issue
these
that one game?
teams, Yeah, why do you think these teams play millions and millions of dollars for medical staff, man? Why do you think you always hear about treatment? It's because every player.
Let's say this, Pez. Let's give the novice fan, or even not the novice fan, just the average fan, the thought process. We do have to respect the fact that once you see guys, now I'm not saying Saquon is injury prone. He had to get hurt again for me to be like he's an injury prone player. Yeah. Once you see guys get hurt in consecutive seasons, it's kind of like, do we view Odell as injury prone?
Right.
Like before this season,
now I do.
Said Evan Engram was injury prone.
Yeah.
Evan Engram was hurt his first 3 seasons. Sterling Shepard was hurt his first 3 seasons. So now you look at and they were always different injuries. Now some of that is just luck. Just bad.
I was going to say a lot of it is luck, especially in this day in the NFL. The speed that the game is moving at, players are getting hurt more. They wear less pads. Some of these wide receivers ain't got no knee pads, no taped ankles because they trying to be light so they can run and be very fast. Yeah. Sterling Shepard is a good example. I like that you brought him up because he's playing in a position where he's a little bit undersized. And tight ends, you see tight ends get banged up all the time. Look at Kittle this year. He's been banged up twice this year. Look at Jordan Reed when he came in for Kittle, got knocked out in the same game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yep. And if you look at another thing too, when you got the players that are consistently getting injured, it's the different types of injuries or those nagging injuries, but also look at how fast they can bounce back. Now, Saquon comes back like AP. When he came back from ACL, he ain't injury prone.
He's going to.
Listen,
he will.
I know. I'm with you, Pest. He will.
It's not if. He will come back and be a beast next year.
That to me is the question.
Dalvin Cook, he doesn't need to come back like AP. Dalvin Cook, I don't know why everybody's jumping back to AP. Dalvin Cook just came off of ACL. Everybody's forgetting this man is currently the best running back in the NFL. He just came off the ACL.
That's the question, though. To me, it's not is he injured? He's not injury prone, not yet at least. Will he come back and be 100% Saquon Barkley next year? I have no doubt he could do it eventually. Will he be able to do it next year at the start of the season?
I think he's a physical specimen that can.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. But that's the question to me. It's not. I'm not worried about him. I mean, it's football. Injuries happen. It could easily happen again. But do I think he's a guy that's more prone to get an injury than anybody else? No. I think he suffered an injury. It happens. It's part of the sport.
Dak Prescott's a good example of that this year. I mean, Dak Prescott's not injury prone, but when he gets knocked out for the whole season, let's say he comes back 2 years, gets another injury, we can't call him injury prone.
Right. I mean, like, and you also have to look at it like this, right? Because everyone's injured, how many games are you missing? Okay, like Saquon, he got hurt. He was back 3 games later. All right, he shouldn't have been back, but he
Definitely
was. He shouldn't have been, but
high
he was.
High ankle sprain, I don't think I've ever seen anybody come back in 3 weeks from a high ankle sprain. I mean, that's just ridiculous.
No, and high ankle sprain is just the worst.
That was a dumb
maybe Big Ben. Big Ben would have been back. Big Ben is the most strongest brittle guy ever.
How about Steve McNair? Remember Steve McNair?
Oh, Steve McNair, man.
I've never seen somebody get hurt as much as him, but come back as quick as him. Big Ben gets hurt all the time. He's literally hurt all the time.
He's always rubbing something like, gosh.
And I'm like, every game he's rubbing something. Weirdest thing ever, man. Especially because he's such a big tree guy. But no, he's the conundrum.
This kind of off topic real quick, but Breeze is going to be out for a couple of weeks. We're going to see Jameis. What do you think about that whole situation?
Good situation for him. Good solid team around him. Got good coaching. We'll know in 2 games if Jameis is good.
I said when Jameis signed there that it was the best possible situation that he could go to, because you look at Bridgewater last year. Bridgewater went there for the same exact situation, same exact reason. You have Sean Payton, probably the most brilliant offensive mind outside of Andy Reid in football.
That's why I said whatever, because it's like the Saints gonna keep rolling like they've been rolling. They did it last year with Bridgewater. Whatever, it's the Saints, man.
And if he gets a 2 or 3 game audition, and he does what Bridgewater did last year, he's going to get paid. Whether it's by the Saints or whether it's by somebody else if Breeze retires. And everybody always overlooks the Saints' offensive line. The Saints have the best offensive line in football. You look at their numbers over the last couple of years, their offensive line is ridiculous. That's the main reason why, everybody always forgets this. Everybody thinks about the Saints. They're like, oh, Breeze is unbelievable. Breeze threw for 5,600 yards. They were losing football games. Then they improved that offensive line. They got a running game. He's throwing for 3,800 yards and they're winning games. They changed their identity. They got a great offensive line. Jameis Winston's going to go in there. He's going to be fine. They're going to win football games.
And I love the Saints' defense, too. I think that they made a bunch of upgrades. Their defense, I like Janoris Jenkins in that package, and their defense is more towards the top of the league this year, man. So I think it's a perfect situation for Jameis. Jameis Winston's situation is similar to Daniel Jones because it was a major turnover issue. You can't forget that just last year he led the league in passing yards. He had 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions, but he did have 4 years over there, I want to say, with the Bucs to try to clean it up. And never really quite cleaned it up. So I think 4 years is enough for you to be like, all right, this project is done, But Daniel Jones, I just don't want them to pull the plug on him too early and then see that same kind of thing that's happening to Jameis Winston. But good to see him get his opportunity here, man, because he could be, pretty much playing for his football career for the rest of his life here. And might be able to get a job here if he can play well for a couple games.
Absolutely.
Word, the new member Word has a quick question. He says, do you think the Jets can get at least one win? This is a good one.
Nope.
I don't know, bro. With their remaining, we were talking about the Eagles' remaining schedule, the Jets' remaining schedule. I don't think they get in the win.
Let me look at their schedule.
They might
I'm doing
go
the same thing, Tainah.
I'm looking down because I'm like, let me look at this. Let me see what
the Jets' remaining schedule. I don't see any game that they could possibly.
I mean, the Chargers have been blowing games. Don't rule that out.
Are the Jets playing? Are the Jets playing NFL teams? Are the Jets playing NFL teams?
No, man, I think 1 week they're playing Syracuse.
Because if they're playing a D2 school, they got a chance. But if they're playing NFL teams, they ain't gonna. All right, so they got at the Chargers. They got Miami. Miami's gonna smoke them.
Miami's gonna smoke them.
They got the Raiders.
Raiders are gonna smoke them.
Raiders gonna smoke them.
They got at the Seahawks.
Seahawks are gonna take.
At the Rams.
They're gonna stomp them out.
Browns.
Stomp them out.
That's the game. That's the game I think we might want to keep our eyes on.
I just have no confidence in the Browns.
I can't. They just beat the Texans 10-7. The Texans are good.
Listen, how many of us? 5 of us right now. We get another 5 people. We might could beat the Browns. I have no confidence in the Browns. Man.
Not only is he saying we could beat the Browns, but we could beat the Browns undermanned. We could have.
We gotta play Iron Man. We gotta play Iron Man, and there's still one guy that's uncovered.
Hey, Pest said he played some semi-pro.
I don't think the Browns are. I don't think the Browns are legit.
There's 4 back there.
They're not a legit
that's enough.
team.
Yeah, definitely not.
This wouldn't be the first time the Browns. This is the second year in a row the Browns are winning, but it's like everybody knows that they not it, bro.
Well, they got one. They're great at one thing, and that's running the ball. They have a great offensive line. They run the ball really well. And
that's they ran the ball for 220 yards last game.
And that's why. And when you could run the ball, you could stick in any game. So that's why they're winning games. But if you could stop their run, you're going to beat them. Their defense sucks. I don't trust Mayfield. It's about stopping their run.
But can the Jets stop the run?
No, they can't. The Jets can't stop anything.
Yeah, see,
the Jets are bad. They're bad.
How do you get 240 rushing yards from 2 guys and win 10-7?
I was about to ask the same thing. Like 10-7 after 200 plus yards. Whew.
200 plus yards from 2 guys. That means you're literally running. They both average like 6 yards a carry. So that means every single time they needed to make a play to advance to even field goal range, they didn't get it. I don't even know how that's possible.
It makes no sense.
How do you not get?
I gotta go look at the box score now, because that is just it makes no sense.
How do you not get 3 field goals with 250 rushing yards?
I don't know.
How do you at least not have 16?
Wait a minute. Did they start every drive on their own one, get to the 50 and punt? Did they just do that all day?
Maybe I gotta check the penalties. Maybe it's penalties. I have no idea what it is. But
the penalties were 6 for 63, so not too crazy. They punted it 4 times. They were 6 for 12 on 3rd down too. It really don't make no sense. No turnovers in that whole game. There was no
turnovers? Because I thought, okay, maybe
Baker was not cooking, bro. Baker was not baking the apple turnovers, bro.
No. I have no idea, man. I got to go back and watch that game. I might just.
Did they miss field goals? Did they miss field goals?
I didn't see the red zone stats here, but
Cody Parkey was 1 for 1 on field goals, bro.
It's ridiculous.
How do you do that?
That's
a Browns ass stat line.
Hey, call. What's the science guy? Not Bill Nye. What's the other guy? The black guy.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Call Neil deGrasse Tyson and get him to analyze this for us.
That doesn't make no sense.
Fact.
Yeah,
I'm the analyst here, and I can't figure it out. So I know if he can't either.
Yeah, man. You got another question for us? What's in the chat?
I see an interesting one here, just a very fun one. What if Gettleman can heist the Browns for Myles Garrett?
Woo, man, that would be crazy.
It's not gonna happen, but
he's heisted them twice already.
I mean, I was getting ready to say he fleeced them already. Maybe he could fleece them again. What are we giving up? Evan Engram for Myles Garrett. Sold. Let's do it.
All day.
Evan Engram for Myles Garrett. Let's go.
Bro, even if it's Evan Engram and a second-round pick for Garrett, I'm doing it.
Are you kidding? Myles Garrett's the most talented, maybe the most talented DN in football.
So now I'm gonna put some house money out there for you. Well, this ain't even house money. What if it's Evan Engram and we're picking 14th or 15th? First round.
Oh, you want me to give up the first round pick?
Yes.
For Myles Garrett.
It's not a pass rusher of his quality.
Now you made it real interesting.
I'll tell you what.
I don't think I'd do it.
Because everybody here wants somebody else in the first round. I want a wide receiver in the first round because I think we're going to be fine at middle linebacker.
That's what I want.
I can see where Tainah is coming from with the cornerback, but I could deal with J.C. Horn in the second round as my second corner. So I would do it.
Evan Engram in a first. Evan Engram for a first, for Myles Garrett and a third.
There's got to be a clause in the contract that Myles Garrett can't smash people with their own helmets, though.
If he can smash anyone he wants with a helmet, if it's a New York Football Giants helmet, just walk around swinging.
As long as the helmet is on his head too, man. You know that's the other thing.
He can have a helmet on and be swinging a second helmet for all I care.
Can you imagine, guys? Can you imagine? Are we switching Myles out to outside linebacker, or do we switch to a 4-3? I don't know, but he could play outside linebacker, right?
I think he can play. I think he can stand up.
Yeah,
I think he can stand up.
Yeah, he does.
Scheme it right. I mean, you got those kind of weapons.
Here's the thing: even if he can't, if Leonard Williams walk, we replace Leonard Williams with Myles
Here's
Garrett.
my question, though.
If Dalvin Thomas
in this hypothetical thing. Why in the world would Cleveland ever trade Myles Garrett?
That's what I'm saying. It's a fantasy.
Cleveland.
That's like your mama buying you an Xbox for Christmas, and then Christmas Day you open up a PS5. Come on, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
So yeah. But I look. I like that thought process though. I
do.
I never answered the draft question because I was in the back when the draft question came up. Me. Anything from, let me say, 6 to 12, if that gets us the best receiver off the board, I want the best receiver off the board. Because I think we'll be drafting anywhere from 6 to 12. Is not a good, solid pass rusher in the draft this year, unless you're picking number 1 or number 2. I think there's a guy out there that's probably worth like the top.
No. Hardstorm. Even then, Greg Rousseau is not that guy.
From what I've heard about Rousseau,
is not on the level of Bradley Chubb, not on the level of Nick Bosa. He's not a 1 or 2 guy.
Isn't it? Don't they say he's better shooter for a 4-3 also?
Yeah, he's a 4-3 guy also.
I don't think we're drafting him.
But I am scared to death to draft another cornerback in the first round, man. I'm shell shocked off that.
I don't blame you.
Like Eli Apple, Prince Amukamara, DeAndre Baker.
Whoa! I am not going to let you sit here. I am not going to let you sit here and disrespect Prince Amukamara. I'm not going to let you do that, Hearthstone.
Corner for us, right? He was. But he wasn't good enough for us to re-sign. I'm tired of drafting guys in the first round that we aren't going to re-sign.
He got a point there. That's literally the story of Prince.
The guy's not going to play for us 7 seasons. That's a rookie deal in a couple more seasons, and then if it's not working, you trade him. If we can't sign a guy to the second deal, I don't want him in the first round. And
I get what you're saying, I get what you're saying, and I get why New York Giants fans would be hesitant. But in terms of the position, because of the failures, but my philosophy is always you can't let past year's failures determine what you do in next year's draft. I mean, then we wouldn't have taken a tackle in this year's draft. Eric Flowers failed.
Tainah, here's what I got for you though. Why wouldn't you go for a guy like J.C. Horn that could give you similar production of a Patrick
if you
Sutton
feel like
in the
you
second
can,
round?
if you feel that way, but if you feel that just it's a dramatic difference with a corner in the first round as opposed to the second, I'm taking the corner in the first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even if I guess the word you used was dramatic difference. But you know what, you got a point. If it's dramatic difference, then yes, you do have a point. But for me, if it's not dramatic difference, then
that's different. And you're talking value. Yeah. I kind of feel the same thing. I haven't done a ton of research yet on the draft. I just know what people have said about it. It's a very deep wide receiver draft class. So I can make the same argument. I could say you could probably still get a very good wide receiver in the second round.
Mm-hmm. That's another thing too. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
You know, so it all comes down to how they value the positions.
You know, I'm just tired of very good wide receivers at this point. I want to go back out there. If we have a chance to get the top wide receiver in the class, I want us to have that kind of guy again. I want to give Daniel Jones that.
Yeah.
Like, if we giving him one more weapon, I want to give him.
I ain't gonna cry. Trust me, I ain't gonna cry if they take Jamar Chase.
Yeah, I just think. I mean, we're really remiss at wide receiver right now. Sterling Shepard is great when he's healthy. Golden Tate's not going to be there.
Also, I was about to say, let's not pretend, even though Golden Tate made up with Judge, I think we could all agree he's probably gone this offseason.
Yeah, he's not going to be there. And if he is, he's going to be a year older. He's giving us.
I think it depends how he finishes. It could be 50-50 at this point.
But even if he is there, he's not a number one.
No,
definitely not.
Slayton has a potential to be a number one, but he doesn't. I don't think he has number one written over him.
No, he doesn't.
Hub, I just want to say,
no, he doesn't.
I am so proud at your channel how it's grown, man. You got you still got 120 people in here.
It's popping.
Yeah.
When I used to come on here, you have 25, 30 people. This channel's growing, man. I'm proud of you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, salute that grind, bro.
I take some credit for that.
I'm gonna take some credit for that too, because I'm one of the featured guests on this bad boy all the damn time.
Hey.
All right, I gotta steal some of your subscribers and viewers and bring them over to my damn channel.
Hey, steal them all you want, bro. Shout out to Philly Notion.
Hey, Philly Notion. GG's only Philly Notion.
He said, "I see we having a party over here." Yeah, man, it's good vibes. It's been good. It's been victory week for the Giants, man.
Hey,
he really
said.
He really said, "Congrats for climbing out of the basement. We're still cheeks at 3-7, but the fellas are fire."
Philly Notion, listen. That's my Philly Notion is my guy. Hey, listen.
I take that, Philly.
Here, listen.
I don't know about the still butt cheeks.
But big no. Here's the thing. Big respect to Philly Notion, okay? Philly Notion brought me and Kush on his channel, and we clowned him. Philly Notion will be on my channel tomorrow. I'm going to clown him.
What time you gonna be live?
8:30.
8:30.
I wanted to watch. I'm going to be doing the draft. Otherwise,
8:30. We are going to clown Philly Notion for an entire week.
Pest, don't forget, Bashir is going to be there again.
Oh, I am going to tear into his young bull.
Pause.
Hey, gotta respect the man who can take his licking though. So I respect that brother. I want to say this to Hub really quick. I want to give you a big shout out, man. I did a live stream a couple of nights ago, and TSR was on it. Me, him, and OGR, they jumped on my chat. We talked for a while, but you came up a lot after the chat, and we were talking about your skits. And I was like, they were like, man, this guy's got some great skits. His editing is great, amazing. And I remember the skit you did. It was, I think we hadn't won a game yet, and you had all your hoodie guys on. You had the white hoodie, the black hoodie. Well, they were all you. And I was like, man, I love that skit. And they was like, we want to see more skits, but I know you got a lot going on over there, and I know they take a long time to film, because with all my editing and all my filming, I don't have time to do stuff like that. So I'm always impressed when I see that. So I wanted to throw that out there, man. It is not, that hard work is not missed on fans, because you just came up and they weren't talking about your analyst, and they were like, yo, man, his editing skills are dope. And
that's the first thing I noticed about
Kush is the best editor in the Giants.
I can't edit. I look like a ghost in my video.
Kush is the best editor in the Giants YouTube community, man. But see, here's the thing, man. And this This is why I'm like super blessed to even like remotely be a part of this circle, because like there like this, I wholeheartedly feel unbiased, right? Because I watch the Cowboys YouTube community, the Eagles YouTube community, Redskins. I listen. Sun Tzu says know your enemy, so I know my enemy. But like I personally feel like our circle is one of the best circles out there, because everyone in this circle brings some kind of different value, right? And so like when I watch all you guys, because I started as a fan, okay? I started as a fan before I took a stab at this YouTube thing for the second time, right? I just saw that like there was just so much value here. So like it makes me feel like honored and blessed to be a part of the circle, man. But I got to tell you, man, Kush is the best. He is the best editor of any like sports football, right? Philly Notions edits are fire, by the way. Philly Notions edits are fire. Philly, I need Notion. I need you to tell me how you do some of your stuff, because some of your stuff is super amazing, man. Like this all love, man. So like, it's crazy though, Heartstorm, that you guys talk about that, because I constantly talk to the hub about the skits, the editing. You know what I'm saying? The content. The content is great, man. And the fact that he is blowing up right now, man, it does my heart good, man. I'm super happy for Kush and this channel, man. This channel is becoming something special, man.
I want to shout. I've never worked with him before.
Yep.
Maybe he doesn't even know I have a channel. I've watched his channel before. I love that guy's channel. That guy, keep it clean. That guy's a cool guy.
Whoa, let me go find him right now. Hold on.
Real quick,
is that what his name is?
I just want to say thank you to all y'all, bro. Like a big part of the channel is me somehow getting you guys to come on and the subs as well. I wouldn't be able to do it without y'all. Y'all the backbone of the channel. And shout out to Engraven Vids. I'm gonna have him
subscribe to him just now.
Yeah, Engraven is a Ravens YouTuber. You guys need to go check him out. But he does cover general NFL stuff as well. I had him on the Just Chillin podcast before the season began. I plan to have him on before we face the Eagles. I'm gonna hit him up again, see what's up. But Engraven was, he took the time out his day to come on. I hope he could do it again. Y'all need to go check out Engraven.
Yeah, hey, I just subscribed to you, Engraven. Hey, let's work, man. I want to work with everybody, man. Let's work, Engraven. Let's do it.
He seems like a really good guy too. I love it. I've been watching his channel since I've been on YouTube. He's a good guy.
He does know your channel, Tainah. He does know.
But
your
he said,
channel.
"Oh, Tainah, I've seen your channel a lot. I always enjoy your energy. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I've seen your channel a lot too, man. You do you know what, Engraven? Engraven. When we play you guys, either I come on your channel, you come on my channel. I'd love to do it.
Oh yeah, same here. Dope, hey, let's all work. Let's do it.
Yeah, he's got a great channel.
Yeah, let's do it, yo.
But yeah,
is Engraven in Maryland?
Ooh,
I know he goes to the Ravens games.
Yeah,
so
I think he might be in Florida. I think he might be
not far from me, man.
He's either in Maryland or Florida.
Oh wait a minute, you're close to the DMV? Oh,
yeah, I'm in DC, and I grew up in Maryland.
Oh, stop playing! I'm in Northern Virginia.
For real? Yo, I'm on North Capitol in DC. Like North Capitol right there out my window.
We gotta link up. We gotta link up because we're close. I work in DC, man. So like, yeah, I'm out there. I'm out there relatively.
He's in Miami.
Yeah, I was like, I remember he's in Florida. Yeah.
Oh, he's in Florida. Okay, that's what's up.
Okay, I didn't know you was in DC, man.
Yeah, I'm in DC. Yeah. That's why my podcast is with two Washington football team fans, man. I grew up with them fools.
We mad close. Okay, that's what's up.
By the way, I always try to shout out whenever I can. If you guys have not checked out Authentic's podcast, we're talking about editing. Authentic's podcast looks like it's professional, like it's legit. Like
you hear the mic.
I can't.
You hear the mic,
man. I hear the mic and the camera. I don't know how you got your camera like that for.
Yeah, if y'all need any media is my background, so like. I'm just I'm an avid sports watcher, but I'm in media. I'm a producer by day, so I'm like in front of a recording studio and all that right now. And if you ever need help with like camera stuff, man, it's very inexpensive to get a DSLR to be able to film you.
Yeah, maybe if I put my mic closer and talk a little bit deeper, I'll be fly like authentic.
Maybe. Yeah. What's wild is like I've had a deep voice since I was like 10 years old. Yo, my mom was a hairdresser, and like her clients would call the crib, and I'd be like, "Hello," they'd be like, "Who is this?" This her youngest son. Right.
Authentic. What kind of camera are you using right now?
This is an EOS R by Canon, and it's a 35 millimeter on this one. It's like now it's like an $800, $900 rig, but you can get set up for like $200-$300 for real. And The mic is just a Rode Pod mic. The mic was $100. Running through
How are
just
you
a regular
streaming
interface.
from your DSLR? We
There's
gotta talk.
So yeah, yo, hit me up. I just subscribed to you actually, man. So you got any questions, I'll get you straight.
Yeah.
I had a guest on my show. I had Peter Rosenberg on my show last Tuesday from Hot 97 and from ESPN. And when we were done, he was like, yo, the quality crazy. So I just walked him through the exact same setup. It took him a day, and he just went on air for the first time today with the governor of New York, Cuomo. They were doing an interview with him, and they were using the same exact setup that I pretty much like recommended for him on Amazon. But it's just a capture card, man, and a capture card only like $10 for real. It allows you to plug in an HDMI right into the computer.
You said you in media, right? You said you in a studio. So like, is it like a recording studio or is it a? Okay, so you do music.
Yeah, I do music. So I got off into like doing media by being an artist. So the whole authentic thing comes from me when I was dropping rhymes. I still drop rhymes. I still tour.
Pest is the same thing.
Yeah, I was going to say. So Pest is short for pestilence because pestilence is my stage name. I have all this equipment because I was a rapper. I was doing music.
That's what's up, man.
And I took a little break from doing music, right? Because I'm an old ass man, and being an old ass rapper ain't always a good look. So I was like, you know what, man, I'm gonna go into my other love, which is football. And that's what I started doing this, man. So yeah, that's why I have the equipment I have is because of music. Like I still got all my I'm using like a little audio interface here. I still got all my stuff. I just haven't really been making music.
That's all you need, man. I mean, so like being an artist, I ended up going to school for engineering out here in Maryland. I went to Omega and graduated from there. Came out of there and I started working with a lot of artists just to pay bills because my whole goal at first was just like make music and be able to pay my bills with it. So I was working at a studio, built up like a whole rapport there, worked with a ton of artists and made a lot of waves with my music, like New York artists especially. Like I'm an underground hip hop artist. And I've worked with Mad Cats, man. I've worked with J. Cole, Raekwon, Dead Prez.
We gotta link up. We gotta link up and
Instagram,
talk
man.
music. We gotta link up and talk music. And now there's people in here talking about drops of bars.
hey, just follow me on Instagram, subscribe to my page. I'll make sure you get some bars for sure. And I'm working on an album now as we speak, man, along with a documentary. I'm just knee deep in this media shit. I run a recording studio out the lower level of my house. That's where I'm at right now. Like the booth is just right down here. I just throw up my Giants banners for when I go on air and stuff like that. But yeah, that's my life, man. All music.
Yeah, we gotta link. We gotta link.
And when you check the podcast out, all the beats, it's all produced by me pretty much. And my homie, the Beard, his name is Tim. He does like a lot of kind of like graphics and stuff, bringing up things as we're talking live and whatnot. But all the beats on the show are produced by me. The intro's produced by me. I've chopped all that up. And media is my thing. Media is my thing.
I didn't know all that.
No, yeah, Authentic's talented. He's got a great
It's funny. It's funny
that.
because I just like I'm kind of like dipping my toe back in the music water, right?
Yeah.
It's like a little bit, right? Because like I can still do it, and I still like write when I feel like it or whatever. But like I've been thinking about dipping my toe back into the music water a little bit, man.
Do it, man.
So
Do
like it's funny, man, because like you're like the third person that I've had an interaction with online that's kind of doing the same things that I'm kind of doing in terms of like music and stuff. And so it's like, man, is this a sign? Should I start doing
do
this?
it, man. Don't let nobody deter you from what you're trying to do. I mean, I'm 37 years old, bro, and like I'm 39. I'm gonna be dropping albums until they dip that casket, like straight up. I don't care what nobody tell me because I got a lot to say.
Authentic. If you okay with it, I gotta put you in touch with my boy Abed Islam. He's an up-and-coming rapper in NYC here. He just dropped his first thing on Spotify, Apple Music, everywhere. I'm gonna have to get you in touch with him, maybe give him some pointers, because he's, like I said, he's just starting out. I would love to, if you go with that.
Please do, bro. Please do. I got a lot of it. I've got about 20 years experience in the music industry. And I've worked with so many people, it'd be hard to even remember who I worked with. But I like, as far as like the underground staple artists, I mean, like from 90s to about 2000, I damn near worked with like everybody who was making waves around that time. Either did a show with them, toured with them, or worked with them in the studio. And I really took a step back to really kind of dive into this YouTube thing with sports because I wanted to see the reaction I would get from just talking sports because I know sports real well. And then I was going to try to translate that with the music. And I do a lot of engineering, man. I mix a lot of records for a lot of cats. Like if you're familiar with DC artists like Shy Glizzy, Wale, I've done mixes for all these fools. Smoke Dizza. I mean, just countless people. Big Crit. I've done stuff with Bun B, Joe Button.
Yeah, I know Crit.
Just a bunch of cats, man. Yo, Big Saint. You know, if you know Crit, Big Saint, that's my peoples. When they came into town, dog, like they showed me a lot of love. They was with Smoke Dizza, and I took them around. I drove them around in my little Acura. We went to like the Polo stores, kicked it with them in the hotel, opened up for them. I mean, real cool cats. So I'm like super deep in this music shit. I see MF Doom in the chat. Yo, I ain't work with MF Doom, but that's a god right there. I've done stuff with Mad Lib.
Doom is a god.
Yeah, that's a god right there. That's definitely a god.
Godly.
Yeah, man. But I've worked with a ton of people, man, and hip hop is definitely my first like love, first lane. Got me into all this. Like my first mic came from doing hip hop stuff, probably back in like 2002, something like that.
That's deep, man.
It's crazy, man.
I'm definitely gonna plug with you behind the scenes.
Please do, man. And I be wanting to bring on other creators on my show. Tainah knows, like I'm battling with 2 Washington fans every episode. So I'm always telling people, like, yo, come tap in,
game, coach.
Yo, I'll put you in the game, bro. And especially when we get dubs, you know, the vibes be on 1,000 when we get the dub. And that I'm always like, yo, pull up.
I'm there. Anytime
real quick.
I'm there.
We're going to have to end this soon because it's already about to be at 12.
Yeah, I know.
I'm at 3 hours.
Yeah, 3 hours. Listen, we gave y'all a whole movie today.
When Hub called the one dude, I think his name was Michael, and he called him Chris. I was like, yeah, it's getting late in this month.
It's getting late. We gave y'all a whole Marvel movie today.
Yeah,
we gave them the this was like the behind the scenes talk after the stream. Now that's kind of what that was.
That's exactly what this was, because this is how it always goes down like this. And we'll talk for like another 2 hours and be like,
oh, you know it,
damn.
yo. Hey, I was on a podcast the other night, right? And they just they kind of do like talk show vibes, like Howard Stern vibes. Dog, I was on that joint from 10 p.m. to 4:30 in the morning talking about damn near nothing, just rambling. We just all talking. Right. I look up at the clock. I'm like, dang, it's already like 3:30 in the morning. And then I was like, all right, I'm gonna just tough it out. Because the host, it was his show. I was like, I'm gonna see when he tap out, because I'll be up late. I'm up till like at least 4 in the morning, just about every night. And he was like, all right, man, we're getting ready to wrap up here. I was like, all right, bet, because I was getting there, bro, like straight up.
Yeah, my woman feeling some kind of way right now.
I feel you, bro. Pest, I'm on Twitter. Yeah. You can just search me like that. If you look up Authentic like that, you'll find everything I got. Most of my social media is just that. My Instagram and my Twitter is Authentic. My Facebook is Authentic, just like that too. And then I'm Authentic in the Beard is the podcast vibe on Instagram as well. But yeah, man, check me out. I'll follow y'all back. I'll spread word. Y'all, if you see me in the Giants community, I'm always on Twitter just retweeting stuff, plugging people, man, because Tainah will tell you when Tainah first started, he's the one who really put me on to this whole Giants fandom thing. And
YouTube Yoda, baby. That's what Tainah
dog.
is.
Literally,
listen, I'm here because of Tainah.
Straight up, man. Me too, bro.
Because of Tainah.
I'm here because of Tainah and my homie the Beard. You know, he was like, I got this podcast idea. I was watching Tainah when he told me about the podcast idea, and he had this crazy elaborate idea. It was just a little bit too extensive and just too crazy. Thought we had the $1 billion budget. And I've been with Tainah probably since like 100, 200 subs, yo. I watched Tainah go from like starting from scratch where the videos look way different, you know? But he had the content even back then. I would literally just search Giants news when I woke up in the morning, you know, around the time, I would say that was probably like, maybe that was like 2017 or something. I can't really remember.
2018 is when I started.
2018, probably around the Barkley days.
Yeah, because I've been around for about that long too.
Yeah, man, and I would just search news, and he had them videos popping. And then Tainah made the real dive. I remember when he was like, it was content like almost every day. Like anytime news came out about the Giants or about the league, he was dropping those videos, man. And his I watched his channel grow. I remember when Bad Dog and him first collabed, you know, and I was like, yo, like it's crazy, man. And I love it, man. It's dope to be a part of this Giants community, man, because there's so many different opinions and different vibes, like you were saying, man. You got Kyle Pizzle doing these crazy lit videos. You know what? I haven't seen Ron Effect that much this year. I'm not gonna lie.
I was about to tell you. Ron Effect was the first ever Giants YouTuber I ever checked out way back in 2016, yo.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what's going on.
Yeah, he was one of the early ones for me too.
I'll tell you what's going on. I talk to Ron Effect very often, but I haven't talked to him in a little bit. But I'll tell you I'll tell you what's going on.
Yeah, he's a good dude, man. I remember he was going to the camp and filming the camp live from his phone, just holding his phone up like this for 2 hours. And I would be like scouting like that, looking at the players, bro. Like, and one time one of my homies pulled up on him and he was like, man, I don't know about that Ron dude, man. He was like kind of mean to me when I pulled up on him. I was like, bro, he just probably just didn't want to be bombarded. But it was like live on his stream. My boy rolled up on him and like, my boy was drunk as shit too, though. Like, put his arm around him and everything. So, you know, Ron looking at him like, bro, who the hell?
Me and Ron went to the third to last training camp together. Like I met him, I hit him up. I said, "Hey, I'm going to training camp." He was like, "Cool," and so I was actually there early. I was in the front of the line. The line was long to the mug, and I happened to look over and I see Ron walking up. So I'm like, "Yo, Ron," and he looks over and I'm like, "Come on, I'm at the front of the line. You your ass over here." So me and him sat there and we talked for like hours, man. We sat next to each other. This was before I even started the channel. And I told him, I said, "Yeah, man, I'm gonna start my YouTube channel here real soon or whatever. I just don't know what to call it yet." And he was like, "Yeah, man, you need to do it, blah, 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 blah." And now here we are, man. So like I still keep tabs with Ron, man. He's a good dude, man. He really is.
You gotta appreciate the blessings from people that like really already have their platform intact and still, you know, reaching down to the bottom to help people that's climbing up. And that the Giants community reminds me of the rap community that was in DC when I was first coming up. And it was like you rubbing elbows with a lot of up and coming rappers and you watching everybody rise, you know. So one dude gets a show or one dude gets a sponsor or one dude gets a beat from a big name. And the same things are happening here in this community. You know, it's like you see a feature from somebody or you see the content. Yo, when I was in Tainah's Eagles and Giants stream this past week, I was like, yo, this chat is crazy. I mean, it looked like a wheel on like Price is Right. You couldn't say a thing. I mean, that joint flying with like, I think it was like 2,500 people in there. Something crazy
there was like 3,300.
It was 3,000. It was 3,000 when I was just in the other day.
Yo, one of my most viewed live streams. One of my most viewed live streams was Christy Entertainer. That and shout out to Chris because I hit him up like that day, like, "Hey man, are you busy?" Because I was on his Discord crazy, and I hit him up. I'm like, "Hey man, are you busy tonight?" And he's like, "Nah, what's up?" I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna go live. You want to come with my live?" And he's like, "Yeah, let's do it." And the chat was crazy, and I was just like, "Good guys, a lot of people in here."
Yeah, man. And Kid Blue last week, man, when they went live with Tainah, that chat was booming. That thing was boom. I was like, man, I love seeing that because more eyes need to see this content because to be a content creator on YouTube is not an easy job, man. Like we going 3 days a week right now, bro. It's kicking my butt. I can't lie. And thank God we made the plunge to go live every show this year. Last year, I was editing each show. So we would film it from 3 different cameras, do an hour and a half like that. And I would literally go through it and chop each camera. Like I say something, chop the camera. My man say something, chop the camera. My other homie say something, chop the camera. Dropping music, dropping visuals, dropping plays, dropping graphics. Bro, it would take me like 12 hours to get one episode done.
That's why my first venture at being a YouTuber failed because I had an hour's worth of content. It took me like 18 hours to edit it into multiple videos. And I was like, I ain't doing this, yo.
Yeah, bro.
People always ask me for suggestions. My first suggestion: work smart, not hard.
Yes. Definitely.
That's my first
and that's what I loved about your setup, Tainah. Like you had it where it was so turn wheel, where all you had to do was just get in front of the camera and just talk and maybe do a few takes and pick the best take. You know, whereas like with me, I'm like, dog, we'd mess up live or not even live. We'd mess up recording the podcast, have to totally stop, make markers, know where like we messed up, go back in the edit, sync the audio. But it was just
listen. At the end of the day, editing's great and it definitely adds to a channel. But at the end of the day, in the sports world, people are coming there for your opinion. People are coming there for your take. And if people like you, they're there for your opinion. They're there for your take. And that's always at least that's what works for me. Everybody's
different. That's 100.
That's completely facts, bro. 100%. That's why I only do one at the most heavily edited video a week because that takes too much time. And the news is always running. The news is always running. I can't do it all the time.
I'm not editing nothing.
That's the hardest thing about doing sports content is time sensitive. Everything you said was on point. I try to factor in my Giants videos. Look, I'm again, like Hub always says when he shouts me out, Kid Blue, what's up? They always shout me out. I don't consider myself in y'all league. I'm not a Giants content creator because I make so many other type of videos. Yeah. But in a sense, I still make about 2 Giants videos a week. Wow. But I used to spend a lot of time editing. And
how many videos are you doing a week, like outside of Giants content?
I'm about
I can go anywhere from 3 to 4 videos a week on a good week. Because my content does take a long time for me to it takes a long for me to edit, and then I got a lot of stuff going on in my life. So I might put out a mixology, drink tutorial. Then I'll do a movie review. Then with the Giants playing now, I'm always either previewing the game. I kind of did away with the previews. I don't really do a lot of previews. You know what? I did a lot of away with the preview for superstition. I previewed the first 5 games and we lost all of them.
Oh man!
I was like, no,
you're like, that's enough of that.
That's it. And then I didn't preview a game and we won. And I said, oh, there you have it.
Hey, that's it. And all fans are superstitious. I don't care what they say. I'll be changing hats, sweaters, all that.
That's it.
That's why Kush and I did the live stream for the football team game, because the first time we did it, we won. And he hit me up and was like, hey, listen, man, last time we did live stream with me, man, we won. So you got to do it with me again. And I was like, all right, cool. And then we won again. I was like,
got the dub,
you
man.
stuck till we lose, bro.
I seen Quincy ask this. He's got a football question. He asked a bunch of times. I want to answer it real quick.
Real quick. It's going to be real quick.
He says,
we got to go.
Do you all think the move McKinney to cornerback and keep Hogan at safety? McKinney ain't playing cornerback.
Yeah, McKinney not playing corner. Nope. He's going to be on free safety.
And not coming off an injury. You don't bring a guy off an injury rookie season and have him switch position.
They're going to move him around. He might play some slot possibly, but he's not playing on the outside. His primary position is going to be safety.
And he'll probably play a little Joker. For those who don't know, Joker is like a linebacker that a safety is playing. Think of like
Moneybacker
or
to call
Joker.
him Catback in my days.
Catback, yeah. So
we are running a lot of safety and corner blitzes. We are running. We are scheming those in. He did a lot of that in college. That is the position I really couldn't wait to see him in. And now that I already see Patrick Graham's schemes, I'm like, every week I'm salivating thinking of what Xavier McKinney could do in them schemes, because you got every guy. I think we got 5 sacks, maybe 4 sacks from the corner and safety position this season.
Yeah.
So I see everybody says Chris's hoodie is the reason that we turned it around. So.
Oh yeah, the hoodie is, man. The hoodie. Hey Tainah, you know that first Philadelphia game, you were like, I'll never forget this. You were like, let me try the hoodie real quick, because we were like just looking for a way. And you put the hoodie on, and then like something went wrong. You were like, oh nah, let me take the hoodie off, right? But then there down the stretch, I swear you put the hoodie back on, and I think that might have been the reason why Boston Scott catches that pass over Jabril Peppers, man. I was like, not the hoodie.
But
yeah, dog.
Guys, we gotta let the hub go.
Yeah, we got.
Oh yeah, you know we holding them up.
Way too long.
I'm like texting everybody right now.
Yeah, I will say, I really appreciate you guys. Thanks for the love. Hub showing me like mad love always. Pest, haven't got a chance to really work with you. We're going to work on that.
Oh, what's happening? We doing it.
We definitely got to talk behind the scenes, because I definitely need some of that studio quality information from you. And Tainah, one of the first Giants YouTubers to actually invite me on, which I felt was such an honor, because the first live stream I was ever on was from, to my knowledge and from my fandom, the biggest and best Giants YouTuber. So that was literally the first person I worked with.
All facts.
So much respect, always love, guys. And I'm gonna exit out, and I'm gonna let you. No, I'm gonna stay on, but I'm gonna just be silent.
Got you, man. I'm subbed up, bro. So, man, make sure you contact me if you on Instagram or Twitter. Definitely DM me, man. I'll get you in the right direction as far as the camera stuff.
Got it.
All right, fam. Good chopping it up, man.
Yo, listen, I'm gonna have to thank all of y'all, bro. Shout out to Pest, shout out to Tainah, Authentic, Hearthstone Media, literally everybody in the chat. A bunch of people right now saying great stream. I appreciate it. Chat made it possible. This was just gonna be a normal Just Chillin' podcast episode. One of my subs, I can't even remember who at this point because I'm so sleepy, said, "Yo, make it a call in StreamYard." Blew up. Then we got Pest in here. We had Tainah in here, who, by the way, before the stream, they were going to come on anyway. Authentic in here. You guys made this one of the best streams ever, man. Thank you to all y'all. Definitely, same thing with Authentic, because one of my friends is going to hook me up with a DSLR camera. I was just like, I have no idea how to work it. So I'm definitely going to be contacting you about that,
Holla at me. I got you. I'll get you straight.
And you already know Pest, reoccurring guest, Tainah, YouTube Yoda, and HSM, the wild card, bro. Thank you, man. Anybody else last words before I go?
Hey, I just want to thank all y'all, man. I said that it's an honor to be a part of the circle. It really is, man. I'm not worthy, but I'm glad that I provide some.
You're worthy.
I am glad that I have been able to provide value to the circle. And listen, we are always going to be doing big things, and we're gonna take over YouTube one of these days, y'all. So just come along for the ride because it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to say thank you, all you guys, for the kind words. At the end of the day, I'm just a fan, just like you guys. I'm passionate about the team. I come on YouTube to talk about the team, and when I first started, just like most people, just doing it for fun. And I all of a sudden noticed that people started they valued my opinion, so I took it more seriously. And one of the, probably the coolest thing about YouTube is that when people tell me the things that you do, I started my channel partially because of you, and that blows me away, and it makes me proud. And I want to grow the community, and I feel like a common mistake that people make on YouTube all the time is that they look at it like a competition. Oh, I gotta get more views than this guy. I can't. That's not the way I look at it. I look at it like, if I'm growing, in the end, it's gonna help everybody else grow. If you guys are growing, it's gonna help me grow because it gets more eyes on the platform. There's a lot of people out there, millions upon millions upon millions of people that don't even know that you can come to YouTube to get your sports information. So the more eyes we get on the platform, the better. I always try to build up the community as much as I possibly can. And you guys are all doing a great job. You guys are all going to continue to grow. And Hub, of course, man, thank you so much for having me on the channel. Looking forward to having Hearthstone Media on the channel Saturday. You guys are always more than welcome to come on the channel. Yeah, man, guys, keep up the great work.
Definitely, man. Hey, Hub, man, thank you for sharing this platform, with your fans. And I'm going to definitely tweet this out and share this video. This was a really good one. A lot of good topics. I think we got 5 people that really know Giants football up on here. Talked a lot of good topics. And I definitely think we got to do this again, man. For those of y'all who don't know about what I do, man, just check me out, man. I'm Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. and Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. before the games. It's just authentic and the beard. It's my pleasure to be a part of this community, man. Living in Washington, D.C. is me and just one of my other homies that's a Giants fan that I hang out with. So just being able to rub elbows with some other people that know Giants football like how I do, like when we talking about people like Nick Gates and stuff like that, and you know who we talking about, I got a lot of love for that, man. So, yeah, salute to all of y'all, man, and I appreciate you sharing the platform, Hub.
Oh, by the way, it's in planning, but I should be on Authentic in the Beard Thursday.
Yeah, right? Definitely come through, yo. Thursday we're going to have a Hub come through. We're going to be doing well, you know what? Maybe Thursday's not a good week since we're on the bye. Mm-hmm. But we'll see. We'll definitely keep y'all in the loop with things.
Yeah.
I think it will be a Thursday because you were saying Thursday is more, your availability works on Thursdays. So I think it will be a Thursday, but I might want to bring you in when we actually have a game to get things real hyped up, man, before Thursday.
Oh, we're beating the Bengals. Sure. We're beating the Bengals.
Yeah, we're going to take care of biz for sure.
And then don't forget, tomorrow I'll be on PTA's channel at 8:30. We're going to be attacking the Eagles fans again because it's victory lap all week. And then after that,
and everybody that's in here is invited. Come on, y'all all can come. We can all come on up in here. Yeah.
How much better is it? Could you imagine if we lost? What it would have been like to have to wait 2 weeks? Woo. We beat the Eagles. How great is this? We get to sit back, relax, and enjoy this Eagle win for 2 weeks.
It's nice. It's nice.
It couldn't be no better, man. Couldn't be no better. And that's why these Giants fans need to, if you're not on this bandwagon, you need to get on this bandwagon. This is a good team. This is a solid team. This ain't a bad team.
This train's about to take off, guys. This train's about to take off.
And Tainah, we've been waiting for a minute, and y'all said y'all been following Tainah for a grip. Y'all know how many disappointing streams we've been in. Game-winning 63-yarder. You like, oh, God. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, yeah, man, I'm hyped to that Eagles game was one of the first, I feel like, and one of many that's going to come of, like, where we were literally celebrating when that thing was over, man. Everybody in that chat was lit, man. I had a great time doing that. So, yeah, this is the turn of the tide for sure.
Yeah. Can't wait. And we deserve it as Giants.
We do, bro. We do.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. We sure do.
Wait, Pest, did you say anything yet? I can't remember.
I did.
I bet. So that's it, guys.
Go ahead and close it out, baby. Let's
be out.
Let's get the hell up out of here. I appreciate all y'all. Deuces.